got you. Go where that album at? Niggas talking like he fell off. Just imagine that. Know anything about young, he ain't having that. But 20 another 20 more, he an acrobat. Think I came all this way so y'all can out it. Nigga took them road trips, whole thing so y'all can doubt it. Who you think count the money up? The Rubber Band Clan. Put it in the Chevy Turtle Tops, a Rubber Band Band. 3 lines, 1 4 2 deuces, that's a 36. Show you how to cash out. Bought me 30. Counting in my man apartment, in his living room. Paper all on the TV, need some living room. Win. That's right.
Haha, yes, sir. Welcome to the Kobe Bryant Film Room, man. What's up? I got my co-host J Cool, aka the capologist, the fake capologist, mother ad, the fraud, the phony. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, we in here, man. Salute to everybody tuning in. Salute to the one and the only Kobe Bryant Film Room. We got a great one for y'all, man. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. So there's been some comments. The internet's been going crazy. For the last couple of days with LeBron's comments on his Mind the Game podcast, and as you know, we had a response video to ESPN, right? And so I wanted to further expound on that video because there was a lot of cap. And when I say a lot of cap, like you guys know, I do hellified cap. You guys.
Wait, you're skipping, bro. The last thing you said, hellified cap, and then it cut out.
Yeah, hellified cap.
There you go.
Hellified cap. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know what it is, man. So you wanna go ahead and get into the footage right now, or not the footage, the audio clip?
Yeah. So let me just give a quick little backdrop. So what we have right here for y'all is we have the audio of First Take. So they were having a discussion. It was Stephen A, Molly, Tracy McGrady, Jay Will, the one that played in Chicago, and of course the one and only Gilbert Arenas. So they were all having a panel, having a discussion about the comments that LeBron made on ring culture. So I'm gonna play the audio, and we're gonna hear what they have to say about it.
Oh, let me say one thing before you start this audio, right?
Of course, yeah.
You guys focus on what it's about, right? So I want you guys to focus on what the conversation is supposedly supposed to be about, right? Just think about that. So I'm gonna let J Cool play the footage, and then we're gonna expound on that. Let's get it.
All right.
Okay, so pause that real quick.
Gotcha.
So J Cool, what do you think about that statement?
Well, I think
that championships are a team game, are a team thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, he contradicted himself, right? Because you're saying that now, But the whole GOAT campaign for you, LeBron James, was started by you. So by that own admission, that means that you can't call yourself the GOAT. Because if you're saying that championships are a team accomplishment, you were the one that said, well, that one made me the greatest of all time. So I think that is very short-sighted for what his ultimate goal is, which is to be the GOAT. But I think it's just very contradictory for him to say that. Yeah.
So they gonna say we tripping, right? We tripping for finding the contradiction in the statements, right? They gonna get mad at us. You know how they do, man. They gonna get mad at us because of what he said, and that listen. They just want us to watch and agree with everything he says. It's crazy, bro.
This whole GOAT thing started because of what he said. He can't stop talking. He just can't. He can't help himself, man.
And it's all to give trouble. Yeah, it's all to give glory to an individual in a team game, right?
Yeah, that's what the goal is. Let's celebrate the players, even though they didn't win a championship. Let's celebrate them the same because they put their time into the game. That's what he's saying.
So it doesn't make any sense. This is why I say this is orchestrated, because the conversation doesn't make any sense. That's why I titled the live stream "The Dumbest Shit Ever."
This whole conversation is just...
It's the dumbest shit ever, y'all. What's up, Kelvin? What's up, Rap God Reloaded? What's good, y'all?
Yeah, we about to lose brain cells in this one. I'm telling you.
But, bro, everybody knows basketball's a team sport. No, duh. But as you guys know, the superstars can turn around a franchise in basketball. That's why in basketball, the individual game, right, is what helps teams win. Like, for example, when we list the top 10 greatest players, right, you're most likely going to get the top 10 teams. Am I lying?
No, not at all.
You're most likely going to get the top 10 teams, and that's just how it works, because their greatness elevates the team. Mm-hmm. So the fact that we're sitting here, right, and you say that one made you the GOAT. He didn't say that after he won his last MVP, did he?
Nope.
He said that when?
Wait, what was it you said just now about the MVP?
What I'm saying, can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can hear you. Say that again.
Okay. So what I said was he didn't say that after he won his last MVP.
With the comments about the ring culture?
Yeah, he pretty much said that after he won the championship.
Right. Yeah, he called himself the GOAT, yeah.
So he was feeling himself, right?
Yep.
Now all of a sudden, and that's what started this whole thing, right? Now all of a sudden, when we talk about championships, now you guys are ring counting. He's ring counting. What is this? What?
I remember Brian Windhorst, right? He had said something, and he was saying they were asking him, is Steph Curry gonna be better than LeBron if he wins another ring? And he was like, exactly. Nah, we can't have that conversation. That doesn't make any sense and all that other stuff. So okay, all right. But then you have ring count with everybody else.
But see, when I remember I heard Paul Pierce say that. Paul Pierce was saying, hey, if Steph Curry wins another ring, then we could put him up there with Kobe. Now, of course, it was ridiculous, like Kobe, Mike, and shit like that. But at the same time, that's what he said, right? Yep. So all the fans do is listen to the media, right? All the fans do, and I'm talking about the casual fan. All the casual fans do is listen to the media. That's why basketball's fucked up. That's why basketball's fucked up. Don't blame the old school fans, the fans who really pay attention to detail and the nuances of the game. Don't blame us for because we don't go off the criteria that the media goes off. Don't get mad at us. This is the reason why we don't go off the media campaign of championships is the end all be all. Nobody said that.
Yeah, but you know why this? Hey, real quick, let me just interject, right? You know why this whole thing is in bad faith? Because I've heard certain arguments, right? People will say, LeBron fans will say, okay, well, Larry Bird has 3, LeBron has 4. There's no conversation, right? He has an extra ring. Okay, well, Kobe has 5, Duncan has 5, Magic has 5. But we got to dissect how and why they won their championships. But Bird fans, they can't dissect how LeBron won his. You see how stupid that sounds? See how dumb that is? We got to apply context to how they won, but we can't apply context to how LeBron won to argue for Larry Bird.
Yep. What's up, Bookie? This is the reason why the legends got mad at him for saying that. Because what it does is it manipulates the conversation for the fans. It fucks up the whole conversation. That's the reason why you let the fans talk. You don't try to interfere with fan talk. You let the fans talk. The players know what it is. Look, when the players guard T-Mac, they know what time it is. When you know what I'm saying? When the players go out there and they guard Gilbert, they know what time it is. You don't have to control the fans' conversations. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, wait. Say that again.
What I'm saying
again? Yeah.
What I'm saying is the fans know what time it is. So this is the reason why the legends of the game got mad at him for saying he was the GOAT on that podcast, on the show.
Right.
Because you ruined the talk, the conversation for the fans. You're tilting the scales. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so what it does is it becomes a disrespectful conversation. That's the whole reason why all of those legends got upset at that. Because now the fans, because of your status in the game, and who you are, you're tilting the scales. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll let you continue though. I'll let you continue.
All right. I'm gonna play some more of the video then, because I ain't really got no more to say. It's gonna be a long one. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
That is a lie. Hold on, my bad. Not to pause it. That is a lie. Jerry Buss made a decision to stick with Kobe. He's still on this narrative. Well, Kobe pushed away Shaq. No, Shaq was asking for too much money.
Shaq said that was not true.
Matter of fact, that's why he left Orlando. This is Shaq's MO.
For money.
He left Orlando. He said Alonzo Mourning is getting paid $100 million. I need that. And they told him no. Come on, what do we do? Yo, he has a history of doing this. Why is everybody acting like people don't have certain history of doing things?
Listen, Shaq and Kobe sat down in the interview, right? Like, why aren't people referencing the interview where they both sat down? Why does nobody ever go back to the film? What did Shaq say was the reason he wanted to leave? Why is nobody saying what he's saying?
Man, why did Shaq leave Orlando? And then you'll have your answer. Anyway, let me continue.
You only respect the driver of the car. No one respects the passenger of rings, right? There's no one says it, but the one who's leading the one who's leading the team, that's the gold member right there. That ring counts.
That's factually
second option ring.
Wait, let me finish that. Then I'm gonna pause it.
Okay, go ahead.
Because he's about to say it.
The one who's leading the team, that's the gold member right there. That ring counts. The second option ring, that's silver when no one respects it. In history, no one has respected.
Scottie Pippen's it.
You got Scottie Pippen with 6 rings. That's ranked on the all-time list 32. Right? You got people.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this, right? You see how they pick on Scottie Pippen in the media?
Mm-hmm.
Now let me say this, right? This is the LeBron versus Jordan argument, right? That he's appealing to, because what he said was factually, historically incorrect. Let's name a few guys. We could go back and forth. Let's name a few guys.
Yeah. Let's do it.
He said nobody respects the other guy.
No,
right?
Nobody respects nobody respects the second option on the team.
So let's do this. Dr. J.
Right. Wait. Let's do this. Right. Wait, real quick. Let's go with people who they played with another superstar, but they didn't win Finals MVP.
Okay.
These are
let's go.
legendary second options, right? So
Yes.
one name I could think off the top is just looking back at NBA history, Oscar Robertson. Kareem and
Okay.
Oscar Robertson, they won in 1971.
Okay, let's go back and forth. Dr.
So
J.
is right, Dr. J.
Okay, you go.
Let me see, Dr. J.
I'm gonna give you another name.
Kareem and Magic.
Magic or Kareem, because one of them won the Finals MVP and the other one did it at times, right?
Kevin McHale.
Oh, by the way, Kareem only has 2 Finals MVP. So you mean Kareem's not respected?
Crazy. Magic has 3 Finals MVPs. He's not respected.
What about KG, Garnett?
Kevin
They're
Garnett.
not respected.
Right.
So this is historically inaccurate. What about Jerry West, Will Chamberlain? This is historically inaccurate. This is not even a true statement. It only, and let me tell you what they're trying to do. This argument only hurt Kobe. It hurts no other legend. No other legend. It's only used as an argument to belittle what Kobe accomplished with Shaq. That's it.
And
That's
just
a
like
fact.
my man, and just like Rap said, right? Kevin McHale, who I was about to mention.
Kevin McHale's well respected.
What about Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas?
Joe Dumars, another one. What about
They
Dwayne
both
Wade?
won Finals MVP. What about D
What about
Wade?
Dwayne Wade? Steph Curry?
What? I was about to say, what about Steph?
Hey, look, if you ask some of these dudes, they'll say, well, where do you rank Steph? And they'll say, he's the second greatest point guard of all time. He has 4 championships.
You got some that say he's the greatest point guard of all time.
They don't say Steph only has 2 championships. They say Steph has 4.
And they
Right?
don't say Steph. No, they don't say Steph only has. Yeah, no. Matter of fact, they don't say Steph only has 1 because he didn't even win Finals MVP in 2015.
Yeah.
They don't say Steph has
Yeah.
1 chip.
Well, he has 1. Yeah. So it doesn't so and guess what? Stephen A gets on his board and he says he's the second. He has Steph number 2. Am I lying?
No. So what are we talking about?
It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Come on, man. This whole conversation is dumb and is, like you said, is designed to take away from Kobe. Nobody says this about Tony Parker and Ginobili. Are they not respected second options? Come on now.
Exactly.
Hey, what about David Robinson?
Hey, I know
on,
Pau
man.
Gasol. I know Pau Gasol's respected because they always use him in these debates.
But more importantly,
They always use him against Kobe.
But more importantly, Pau Gasol is respected by us. See, we're Kobe fans, and we say without Pau Gasol, Kobe could not have made it happen. We don't take away from Pau Gasol.
No back-to-back. No back-to-back.
Now we don't overrate him either, but we do give him his credit because he was the major trading piece for us to get over the hump.
Exactly.
So we don't even disrespect Pau Gasol. So what are we saying? He was the second option. Great second option, if you ask me. For what Kobe needed, fantastic second option. I'm glad they made the trade. So we don't come from that disrespect. Right, James Worthy. What about him? He won Finals MVP and never got one again.
What they're trying to argue is the Jordan argument. They're trying to match Jordan for Finals MVPs and all that stuff. That's what they're valuing. And he's going off of the media. He's going off the media narrative that the 6 Finals MVPs is what makes Jordan the GOAT. That's the media narrative.
Exactly.
Jordan has other things that he has accomplished that makes him the GOAT. Not just the 6 Finals MVPs.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And another thing. Finals MVP, according to him, is a team accomplishment. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You're on the team that won the finals. That's a team accomplishment, bro.
They opened the segment by saying getting a ring is a team accomplishment. They opened the segment saying that. So now
So
we gotta,
therefore, Finals MVP is a team accomplishment.
right, the whole thing.
This doesn't make any sense, bro. Because if you lose, history shows you that if you lose, you're most likely not going to get final. The only Finals MVP who ever lost was Jerry West.
And that
That-
and much respect to Jerry West, but that was a mistake.
I
That
don't believe that either. I don't believe they should have did that either. But
yeah, that was a grave mistake. But I'm glad they corrected it. But you never, I don't care. You give it to a guy that didn't even play. You give it to a guy that never even suited up, but he's on the team. I don't care. You never give it to the losing team. Never in any situation. Never.
Yeah.
You never do that.
But
So,
you know, and of course, you know, I'm a big Jerry West guy. You know, I respect
Mhm.
Jerry West and everything he's accomplished. But that's the narrative. He's trying to use the media narrative because you know what he just said? Let's go off individual accolades. Well, that's media given too.
yeah, that's a part of it. Because they vote for the
This does-
all NBAs and all that stuff. Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense.
It does when you're trying to take away from Kobe. And real quick, before I play this video again, I like how right before, even he knew what he was about to say was some nonsense. Because right before he said it, we know the second option. He took a pause, like we don't respect the second option.
So you don't
You
respect
know the second
Kobe.
option. Yeah.
So you
Right.
don't respect Kobe.
This whole
Down in
Okay, let's
Memphis,
stop.
Minnesota.
Let's stop real quick.
Yeah, he lost
In life, and I mentioned this on my last live stream, in life,
Mhm.
you're never gonna start out the same starter point somebody else starts at.
Yeah.
But the truly great ones, find themselves in winning situations. I'll give you an example. Hakeem Olajuwon went years without winning nothing. Right?
Yep.
What did he do? He stayed ready, he got better, and he finally went on that historic back-to-back. And guess what?
Wait. Can
everybody-
I stop you real quick about Hakeem? I think
Yeah, go
just real quick about how he got better. Actually, he improved his character, right? He got more
Yeah.
religious. So once he switched his faith and became more
Mhm.
into self, as far as self-worth and you know,
Mhm.
taking accountability, because he used to get into a lot of fights with teammates.
Yeah.
And his temperament was a problem. So once he fixed that, then he started working on his game. That's all. But there was a
Exactly.
character flaw that he worked on first. Go ahead.
That too. Yep. That's true too. And this is the thing, right? Look at his team. Was his team the greatest team? No. They were a bottom seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
They worked themselves all the way up and he went on a historic back-to-back ones, one of the most difficult runs in NBA history.
Yeah.
See, at the end of the day, if you that nice, bro. If you that nice, no matter what Jay-Z said, put me anywhere on God's green earth, I'll triple my worth, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's bro, you can't stop a great from being a great if they're truly great. No matter where you put them, they're gonna find their way to the top. That's the reason why when Kobe was in LA, see, this is a narrative that they painted around Kobe. Because he was in LA, he had success. That's true, but it's not 100% true. Because in his prime, Kobe had lost 3 years of his prime to being on teams that weren't good enough to win a chip. You see what I'm saying? And he
Exactly.
literally had to demand a trade so that the team could make a move for him. Let's fast forward that.
Mhm.
Kobe's on the way out. He has to sit there on a team full of nothing but young guys. No free agents, no second star, nothing but young guys. But people will tell you that Kobe had this big advantage of being on the Lakers. Kobe didn't even start. See, they don't even mention that part. He didn't even start when he got to the Lakers. Guess what? Guess what the advantage that LeBron had when he got to Cleveland?
He got a chance to start,
He got to start.
and he got a
Right?
chance to make mistakes.
Yep. And what do his fans bring up? The fact that look at Kobe, look at LeBron as a rookie, and look at Kobe as a rookie.
Matter of fact, with anybody, they hold that debate against Kobe, compared to anybody. When you think of a lot of all-time greats, and then I'll let you finish. When you think of Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan, Hakeem, all of these great players, Kobe's the only one that has the case of, well, he didn't get a chance to show his true talent as a rookie because he came onto a team with winning expectations. And it was at a time where they just didn't trust rookies. That's why, you know what I'm saying? That had to be built up.
So, but what I'm saying is that just because you're in that situation, right? Just because you're in that situation, that don't mean shit. Kobe, everybody knew Kobe had to outwork his teammates in order to get playing time.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like he had to claw his way up. So the thing is they're making it sound like everything was just given. Oh, you was just given this. Nah, no. Absolutely not. It took niggas to get injured for Kobe to start. Absolutely not.
It took him for him to improve on his game.
Exactly. Everybody in life does not start at the same point.
No.
They don't. That's not real, bro. So what we're saying is, hey, just give everybody the same amount of like think about it. Every team is not going to have the same amount of talent. That's just how it works. That's just how it works, man.
I'm just gonna say this and then I'm gonna play the tape. Yeah, everybody's not thrust into the same position, right? Even when you look at a Magic Johnson, right? Nobody's blessed to be playing with a player in their rookie year, what a lot of people would consider the greatest player of all time, and still stand out as a superstar, right? A lot of players,
and it never hurts Magic. It never hurts.
No, but the thing is, but my point is that doesn't mean you can't elevate yourself, because look at Jordan. Jordan didn't come into that situation, but at the end of his career, he ended up winning more titles than Magic Johnson. So,
but we're not hearing excuses from Jordan.
Exactly, you know, right? Because he outdid Magic as far as championships.
So what Gilbert's saying was, he said it doesn't apply to it doesn't apply to Jordan, because Jordan made shit work.
But it's applying to Kobe because you got a lot of jealousy. And when he means everybody out there, he's talking about us.
Yeah, but nobody, but who is diminishing? If you listen to my live streams, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
How often do you hear me praise AI?
A lot. Shit, even T-Mac.
Yeah, T-Mac. How often do you hear me praise T-Mac?
Yeah.
So where is this coming from? Where this is coming from these players' podcasts. The players are saying this shit.
He's talking, but more importantly, they're trying to control. He's talking about social media, YouTube.
Yeah.
So they're trying. So when he says, "Oh yeah, the people out there, they're just talking," he's talking about us, guys like
they're
us.
trying to control. They're trying to control how people debate. It's weird, bro. It's like, yo, like, why are you guys listening to what the fans are saying?
And you know, right? And they don't. And it's crazy because he knows that he's talking about us, but they won't say YouTubers, because just like you said, why y'all listening to YouTubers? Shouldn't you guys be more more
hey, it would be ridiculous hell. Like who are you talking about?
Yeah, right.
now let's get on Stephen A real quick, because Stephen A did make that comment about Giannis, right?
Right. Yeah.
But Giannis is actually the exact opposite of what Gil's talking about.
Yeah.
Because he went to a small market team and he won.
Right. And he didn't cry, and he built up, and he went through the grind of being on a losing team.
But hold on. Who did Giannis play with? Did he have a top 75 player?
Nah, not at all.
Who was that guy that he won with? Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
He won with Chris Middleton.
Drew Holiday, Brooke Lopez. Come on now.
So it shows you that if you're truly great, right, you can win in a small market. Jokic ain't had no problem.
Look at Dirk.
Right?
It's not impossible.
So this is a cry fest, bro. Like, bro, if you didn't win, if you ended up not playing, and you played, like, let's say you played 15, 20 years, 12 years, right? And you didn't find yourself to winning, right? You just wasn't good enough. It doesn't mean you weren't great. It just means you weren't good enough to win a championship. Because at the end of the day, right? Like, I love Dominique Wilkins, but Dominique Wilkins ain't out here crying about this shit.
No.
He understood. Listen, teams is that's what it is. I'm a Hawk. I was picked up by the Hawks. I am a Hawk. And if I win here, I win. If I don't, I don't. It is
and
what it is.
And low key, he had an opportunity to go to a good team, but he turned it down. He was gonna get drafted by the Utah Jazz, but he turned it down. And then in a few years, they were going to get Stockton and
What's
Malone.
good, Kelvin?
What up, Kelvin? So if all things are kept the same, he could have been playing with Stockton and Malone. So
yeah, but he's not over here. He's not over here trying to take John Stockton's spot and say, "Hey, replace Stockton with me. Put me with Karl Malone." It's like, dude, that's
we the one. Yeah. we're gonna get to that. Let me continue.
Yeah.
Players, I'll tell you where it really affects people like athletes, because then everybody out there starts easily diminishing the talented players.
Right.
So you got people out there who are fans. When we love fans, we got respect for it. Discounting the greatness of the individual talent, calling people.
Wait a minute. I gotta stop him right there. You heard what he said, right? He said you got all the fans. Yo, you know what's funny?
It's a lot here, bro.
Yo, but y'all do the same thing in the media. Y'all disrespect Kyrie Irving. Don't y'all always say, well, what has Kyrie done without LeBron? So y'all do the same thing in the media. Wait, but hold up. Stephen A was running his mouth. Oh, Kevin Durant needs to prove that he could win without Golden State. Remember that?
Yep.
Why does he need to prove that? He's a champion.
And he was winning. And he said that while he was winning.
So if we're talking about respect, what's the point of him having? But y'all don't have none of these expectations for LeBron. Did anyone of y'all in the media say, well, LeBron has to prove that he can win without a super team? Has anybody said that? No, he doesn't get those expectations, even with Steph Curry, right? Oh, can Steph Curry prove to us that he can win finals MVP? Why does everybody else have to prove? And then y'all turn it around on us like it's just us making.
But you know what they tell the players? They say, listen, don't be selfish. Don't fight over the finals MVP. You guys are both teammates. Even after they said all that bullshit, they don't want players to fight for the MVP.
This is stupid. Right,
this is the reason why you do not listen to the media, bro. The media is here to make money and market. They don't care about the game.
They care about the bottom line.
They don't. And so this is the thing. These guys are complaining about fans. They're not. They went past Stephen A. and they went to us. Stephen A. is the one who propagates this shit. We don't. This is what they want to say.
They want to say YouTubers so bad.
Yeah, they really do. Sports and fitness rants. They just want to call them out. Angry old hoops.
Yeah, there's a Kobe Bryant film room. We saw y'all. Like,
man, Scott Patak drives me crazy, bro.
But they don't want to see Penny. Because they're going to be like, well, wait, y'all know the game. Why are you worried about what these guys are saying? Didn't y'all play the game?
But the thing is, I listen to a lot of these players talk about the game, and all they do is count rings. I listened to Jeff Teague. Jeff Teague said if Steph gets another ring, he passed Kobe. Didn't he say that? The players are doing this
I
shit.
don't know if he said that, but yeah.
He said that shit. The players are doing this shit. Bro, what do I? Oh, go ahead.
Didn't somebody say? Was it LeBron? Somebody said. Matter of fact, I know Spencer Dinwiddie. I know he said this. He was like, "Well, I'm 6'6", 250 or whatever. What are you 240 or 220? You put me in the 70s. I'm LeBron. You can't tell me I'm not getting 10 rings or some shit like that."
So they're value rings. So look, if you
these niggas mad because they didn't win nothing. That's what they mad at, and they trying to put this shit on other. Well, I didn't have the situation X, Y, and Z had.
But the conversation is like, if I would have played with Shaq, I would have won. But see, that's like I told you before. That's like me seeing you with your girl, and I'm like, man, if I would have had that motherfucker, we'd be a power couple. Like, nigga, there's some hate that shit.
Oh yeah, let me continue because you kind of fast forward. Let me continue to think because you're gonna get into that.
When we love fans, Adam.
Whoa. I'm gonna let this continue. I just want to add in the fact that Gilbert said that they need to go off individual accolades, which is given to them by the media. But go ahead.
Yeah, and plus he's complaining. He said the standards that the media set. You're a part of the media, Jay Will. So you mean the standards that you guys set, and you're mad because so when LeBron gets called a bum, right? Because somebody took a specific thing that the media said, that's not okay. Because it's not favoring LeBron. So when he gets called a bum, because like, well, you have a losing finals record. You have a losing record in the finals. That could be something somebody said in the media. So now we can't use that because it's attacking LeBron. So
remember how they attacked Kyrie Irving? Man, if you don't take the vaccine, you're selfish and you're not sacrificing for the team. Bro, you know he could probably die if he takes that shit. They did
it to Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Oh, he needs to come off the bench. And what did he do? And they still attacked. That's what pissed me off, right?
But you don't know how people's bodies are going to react to putting something in there. So what he has to do is make the best decision for himself health-wise. He can't just inject himself with something that was experimental. And then you guys are saying he's not a winner. He's not a winner. He don't have the winner mentality. They hit Kyrie with that dumb shit.
Bro, they did it to Russell Westbrook, bro. The man came off the bench and he's still. That's what pissed me off. It's like you guys were crying to no end. The man changed his role and he's still getting blamed for the Lakers losing? What type of shit is that?
Yeah.
Anyway, let me continue.
The narrative that the media has set on what defines greatness as greatness. No disagreement there. That's my add-on. Go ahead, T-Mac.
What defines greatness? Is it the championship?
That's one of the elements. In some cases, yeah.
I don't see anything he said wrong. I didn't see your response, but for me, we have too many talented players that come through this league that are championship worthy.
He's talking about himself.
What I mean by that, if you put
what
them,
does that
take
mean?
them off a team that is a championship quality team, replace me with Kobe with Shaq. I don't win a championship. You don't think I could carry the Lakers to a championship?
Okay. So stop right there. Stop right there. For number one, what does championship worthy mean? Every player can argue that they're worthy to win a championship. What does that shit mean? Everybody wants to win, bro. Like, what are we talking about here? Listen, all-time great teams, right? The reason why they're all-time great teams is because they have all-time great players.
Right.
So, of course, if you switch a nigga out, it's like, well, imagine LeBron with the Warriors with KD and Steph. Without he takes KD's spot. Yeah, okay,
they're a great team to begin with. So.
Yeah, he'll probably win. You can do that shit with the Showtime Lakers. Hey, take James Worthy off and put myself. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
And why are we going right to Kobe? See, this is shit that burns me up, bro. He didn't say, well, if you take LeBron off the Heat and you put me on there,
Exactly.
then you don't think I was,
He didn't say any other team.
bro. And guess what? Because somebody's gonna say, well, he's talking about his era. Okay. Well, he didn't say if you take Tayshaun Prince off the Pistons and put me
Fact.
there, you don't think we win. He
Fact.
didn't say you take Bruce Bowen off the Spurs and you put me there, you don't think we win. Why is it only Kobe? This is a dump.
This is
session.
crazy, bro. Yo,
And,
listen.
and how ironic, last thing, how ironic that is happening on the anniversary that Kobe won in 2010. How ironic. Go ahead.
Facts. So check this out.
So,
You got to ask T-Mac, has he had a game 7 like this in his career? Right?
yeah.
Because guess what? In this game 7, Kobe averaged 25. Well, Kobe put up in the last game 25 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 blocks. Do you know that Kobe made the first team All-NBA defense? So now you have to ask yourself, did T-Mac make first team defense?
Did he make second team? I mean,
So-
there's 2 teams. You don't have to
So,
make first, but did you make second?
So okay, so just saying you could, I could come in and do that. Can you? We never seen it.
To come in here and do that. That is so ignorant.
But by the way, in that game, Kobe put up, he did that on 48% field goal percentage, about 48% field goal percentage. This is Shaq. This is what Shaq is. Since he wants to be in that position.
Uh-oh.
See, whenever people talk about being in that position, right? When the people talk about being in that position, they're talking about being in the Shaq in the finals position.
Yeah.
They shoot past all the other rounds that Kobe had to take over. So
Yeah,
Shaq-
like the regular season ends and it's the finals.
exactly. So
Yeah.
Shaq did not have a good game that game like that. He had
No.
18 points.
Because
Right?
they were keen in on him, the
Yeah.
Blazers.
Yeah, right. So what does that mean? That means Kobe has to step his game up and be ready and be clutch,
Mhm.
right? And lead,
Mhm.
right? And so
Mhm.
this is the thing, right? You want to jump in an advantageous position. You don't want to start from the bottom. Kobe,
No.
when he was with Shaq, they didn't win. Remember, T-Mac played with Vince Carter.
Mm.
What did T-Mac look like at an early age with Vince Carter? He wasn't ready, right? So let's put that T-Mac with Shaq.
Yeah, let's put that 2000. Yeah, the 2000. Because remember, his last season with the Raptors was 99-2000, the same year the Lakers won. So let's put the 99-2000 version of T-Mac with this version of Shaq. Let's do it.
Cause look, listen,
Mhm.
Kobe and Shaq. One thing people aren't realizing about this conversation, Shaq didn't win without Kobe. They started winning together at the same damn time, like Future would say.
Exactly. It wasn't until Kobe got the starting position that they started winning.
Kobe's game improved dramatically.
Exactly right. What was the difference between Shaq in 97 to 2000? What was the difference?
He was the same nigga.
What
It was the same
difference,
nigga. But see, this is the thing. Did Penny win with Shaq?
No.
Okay, so Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel, Penny didn't win with Shaq, but T-Mac for sure would have did it. Get out of here, bro. We see this is what speculation does, and I'm not trying to down T-Mac because T-Mac was great, right? He was nice as fuck,
Mhm.
but at the end of the day, bro, there's other things that go into winning, like your clutches, your work ethic, like your leadership, right? Your passion for the game.
The intangibles.
Yeah, how bad do you want it?
The hunger,
right?
the drive, you know.
Guess what? Playing through injuries. That's another thing, that Kobe
Uh-oh.
had to do in the 2000s. He had to play through multiple injuries that would have put a normal star down. See, all these
Oh.
stars that get praised for playing through injuries, they didn't play through the shit Kobe played with. Facts.
And by the way, right? Because everybody wants to downplay this. Kobe in the 2000 finals, when he did get hurt, he was facing a career-ending injury.
Exactly.
That his ankle popped, luckily in the right place, but had anything had gone wrong, he probably wouldn't have been able to walk on that foot.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
when it comes to the toughness, he rushed himself early just to get back so he could help the Lakers win. But,
So the question-
but that goes uncared for. Go ahead.
The question is, can you average 30 on the Spurs? Can you do that? Right? And Kobe, what people don't recognize is sometimes in those series, in some of those series, he was shooting 50% in some of these series.
Mm-hmm.
So could you do that with that efficiency, with that level of defense?
Right.
Like Kelvin said, we don't believe you.
Yeah, salute to Kelvin for that one. We don't believe you, T-Mac. And we're going to keep it going with that being said.
Too many talented players that come through this league that are championship worthy. What I mean by that, if you take them off a team that is a championship quality team, replace me with Kobe with Shaq. I don't win a championship. You don't think I could carry the Lakers to a championship? Like, I've never had the opportunity. Correct.
Hold on. Hold. No. Oh, wait a minute. See, he just lied. Now, what he's trying to say is he's never had the opportunity to play in the finals. But,
Yeah.
brother, you did play with Yao. And you did leave the Toronto Raptors. So let's not act like you didn't have talent around you. Oh, and by the way, that was a great point that you pointed out, Kelvin. When you got hurt, excuse me, when you got hurt, the Rockets actually took that very same Lakers team to a Game 7.
Aaron Brooks, I remember
in 2009. Right, and we almost lost the series.
I remember it like it was yesterday. Aaron Brooks carried the hell out of him.
Because you know why? We were an older team, right?
Mhm.
And Brooks and that's what we struggled with. Hence the series with the Suns. We struggled with quick guards because we were playing traditional basketball, meaning two centers in the lane. So we're sacrificing speed to have, strength and dominance over the boards, but we're sacrificing quickness because we have a taller lineup. So guys that come along like a Tony Parker, Steve Nash, Barbosa, Aaron Brooks, these are very speedy, quick guards with really good ball handling that could get into the teeth of the damn defense.
That was our weakness, quick guards. That was our weakness on the perimeter.
Because we were an older team. And we played bigger lineups. That's why we had all that size. Yeah,
but we had Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher had a lot of trouble with the smaller guards.
It was no chance.
He was a good defender, but he struggled against smaller guards.
Yeah,
but
he tried.
Yeah, he tried. Yeah, D Fish come through when you need him though. He come through when you need him. So the thing is, right, is that he used the key word, carry. Right?
Yeah.
First of all, if Kobe couldn't get the carry label, you're not getting the carry label, bro.
Right.
You're not, bro. Gilbert Arenas just discredit. Why would you, ask yourself this? This is why I named this live this the dumbest shit ever. Why would you want to be in a position that Gilbert's trying to take away from right now? He said nobody respects the second guy, and he views Kobe as the second guy. So why would you want to be in that position? This doesn't make any sense.
He just disrespected the second option, and you're up here talking about, well, yeah, if I had Shaq, you don't think we could win? So really, what it seems to me is it's not about being the second option. You're just mad that you didn't win, and you're mad that Kobe had Shaq and you didn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
competitive jealousy. competitive.
I'm gonna say, that's what I want to say about T-Mac. We're not saying T-Mac don't love Kobe,
No.
right? Because we know he loves Kobe, right? We all love Kobe, right? T-Mac that's his brother, right? But I do think there's some jealousy there, as far like competitive jealousy, like because T-Mac being a highly skilled player, being more athletic than Kobe. Let's keep it real. Kobe, looking at that in at his perspective, it's not a good look. Like from his perspective, like you're more athletic, you're taller, right? You can jump higher, right? And so all these dudes say bigger, faster, stronger, right? That didn't apply with Kobe versus T-Mac.
But you
And
know
so
what Kobe,
there is,
but you know what Kobe had that all of those other guys who were considered more athletic, and this what Byron Scott said. Kobe had that extra drive, that extra will to work harder, get in the gym. And the question I have for T-Mac is, T-Mac, are you ready to take on the workouts that Kobe Bryant had to use and utilize in order to make himself better? Are you willing to, or are you going to rest on the fact that, oh yeah, well, I'm athletic? Are you going to rest on that and try to?
but what about Shaq? See, he's ignoring dealing with Shaq. Listen, Penny had problems with Shaq. They had a beef that Shaq had to go work out with Penny. He recently had to
quiet.
Yeah, he had to reunite with Penny. Listen, dude, are you willing to sacrifice the amount of shots you get? Because T-Mac, when you were in Orlando, you got those scoring titles, and Kobe didn't get them. So you got to think about that. That affected his career, because you got the scoring titles. Kobe had to sacrifice the scoring titles in order to win. So it's a give or take thing, right? You got to shoot as many shots as you want to shoot without Phil Jackson being in your face, telling you give up the ball, right?
And
Shaq's personality is Shaq. You're gonna have a confrontation more than likely with Shaq, and how are you gonna respond to it? Are you gonna demand the trade? We don't know. It's all speculation. That's why speculating is dumb.
It's dumb shit. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, right before I play the tape again, let me just give a rundown. As a matter of fact, no. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna save that because he's about to say it. So let me continue.
Yeah.
Replace me with Kobe with Shaq. I don't win a championship. You don't think I could carry the Lakers to a championship? Like, I've never had the opportunity. Correct. I felt like if I was put in that position to win a championship, I damn sure would afford him. I can't afford him. I can't afford him. You're forcing the player to think about his legacy first. Right. Then he leaves. Right. All right. Appreciate you.
Whoa. He just said I can't afford him. That was this. Hold up. You said he just contradicted himself? He's talking about players leaving because they can't be afforded the money. Well, that was the same shit Shaq was going through. But you just blame Kobe for getting rid of Shaq. But Shaq was the one that asked for more money. What are we talking about?
But this is insane. And another reason why this is insane.
So dumb.
Another reason why this is insane is because LeBron got to rake up those accolades being in Cleveland. Kobe didn't get an opportunity to rake up those accolades when he was in LA. When he was with Shaq.
Why? Because he chose winning ahead of the accolades.
Exactly. But guess what? The media would not give him those accolades with Shaq. So everything that he's talking about, Kobe suffered from, not LeBron. Kobe suffers from the media. They invalidate Kobe because of the MVPs, but they wouldn't give it to him when he was playing with Shaq.
But they're not going to have an argument. Well, maybe we shouldn't judge the media created awards when it comes to players. They're not going to say that because they hold that against Kobe. Oh, well, he didn't win more MVPs and he's only one MVP. How can he be top 10 with one MVP?
But they wouldn't vote for him. And Gilbert knows it because I have footage of Gilbert talking about how the media purposely didn't give Kobe those MVPs because of the sexual assault allegations.
Yeah, but then it's hypocritical, right? Because it's like, okay, well, you're making a point about MVPs, then where's Moses Malone? But then they'll tell you, oh, well, he didn't win enough. So why? What? But you're telling me about MVPs though.
Yeah.
This is dumb.
Well,
It's so dumb.
what about Wilt? Wilt got 4. Wilt got 4 MVPs, and he got the stats. Right? But what did they do? They invalidate his era. They say he ain't play nobody. Niggas was 6'5", and that's a lie. They were 6'10". But that's the narrative that they paint around Wilt. He ain't play nobody. So therefore, invalidate him, strip him from his status, and push him towards the back. He don't have a problem with that. Is he arguing on behalf of Wilt Chamberlain?
Right.
No, he's not. He's only arguing for LeBron.
Exactly. And that's what makes this shit dumb.
And Wilt suffered for that way longer than LeBron suffered from that.
And Wilt didn't have the option. And see, this one makes it more diabolical. Wilt didn't have the option of free agency and just running everywhere and saying, okay, let me get this guy from here. Let me get that guy from here. Playing fantasy fucking football with his goddamn team.
Exactly.
And not to mention, right? Wilt ran up against one of the greatest team dynasties in sports history, by the way.
By the way.
I'm just saying.
Let me say this.
That's why he didn't win. But, yeah.
Let me say this with the narratives. The narrative is that he didn't have anything in Cleveland and the management didn't put anything around him in Cleveland. That's not true. You don't win 60 games back to back if you don't have nothing around, right? Listen, the Cleveland management put players around him. They went and got Antoine Jameson. They went and got Mo Williams. They went and got Shaq, right? Shaq came off from Phoenix, averaging 18 points per game, won co-all-star MVP with Kobe. They went and did that. They had a Zydrunas Ilgauskas. They won 60-something games, bro. You ran into a Celtics team. Fine, but you had an opportunity, bro. You played with some great players. 2009, you lose to Orlando, an upset. Let's keep it real. It was an upset.
Oh, yeah, it was.
And that's cool, right? It doesn't mean your career is over. It doesn't mean you can't come back another year. But don't say you didn't have an opportunity to win. You had an opportunity. Sometimes, guess what? Players on your team play bad.
And he's
right?
so much of a coward. My bad, not to cut you off, but this really pissed me off, right? He's so much of a coward, right? He didn't even want to shake Dwight Howard's hand. And they were on the Olympic team, and it was reported that they were supposed to be good friends. You didn't even shake your friend's hand.
But this is the thing. This is the thing, though, right? Like, this narrative that you didn't have a good team is bullshit because they had the Kobe puppets, they had the Dwight not Dwight puppets, the LeBron puppets, and you just couldn't get over the hump, bro. You won 60-something games. In one season, you won 66 games. Right?
That was in 09, yeah.
The Cavs were one of the best 3-and-D teams in the league, and LeBron wasn't shooting threes like that. So somebody was helping them. Somebody was helping them.
I mean, hey.
Let's just keep it real, bro. Like, and you know what they never mentioned?
What?
They're going to just gloss over the Dwayne Wade comments that he made, sitting there with Pau Gasol, Tony Parker, and who was the third guy? Dirk Nowitzki.
Mm-hmm.
Why he left.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't going to talk about that shit. Big markets. Hold. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, my bad.
Did big markets help Patrick Ewing? Did New York help Patrick Ewing?
Right.
Did he benefit from playing in the Big Apple?
Did LA help Kareem before he played with Magic?
Like, this doesn't make any sense, bro.
Yo, did playing in Chicago help Derrick Rose?
You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Did playing in Miami help Alonzo Mourning? I mean, like, come on, man. What are we doing?
But think about this. Think about this, right? There's a standard. There's a standard. Everybody, when they're watching the games, they can say, man, he did everything he could. He did everything he could, and we're cool with it. You know, he lost, but we're cool with it, right? Everybody has common sense. The dude tried, he just wasn't ready to win, right? But to come out and make excuses after you don't get it done, like, come on, bro. Like, we all watched. You know, we all watched. You did your thing. But when Kobe lost in the finals, right, with Shaq, he had to eat that, right?
Yep.
He had to eat that. Gary Payton didn't play well. Did we blame Gary Payton?
Right.
Do we in 06, right? What kind of roster was Kobe playing with?
Mm-hmm.
Did we sit there and praise Laker management then? Were we
Right.
praising them then? How great of a job they were doing?
And they
No.
lost to Phoenix again in 07 in the same
Again,
round.
back to back years.
Right.
Back to back years. Come on,
And
bro.
who did all the criticism fall on?
Kobe. And guess what? Kobe had an opportunity to win in 06. He was up 3-1. He didn't get it done.
Right.
It was on him, bro. It's on the team. When you lose, it's everybody lose on the team. You don't. It's not just LeBron lost. No, Mo Williams lost too.
Right.
Shaq, whoever was on that team with him, also lost. But when he wins, he stands out, right?
When
Man,
he
that
wins, he's the GOAT.
That's what I'm saying. But when he lose, Gilbert don't want to take none of that responsibility.
Disgusting.
But when he win, oh yeah, he has the right to say he did. Okay, but where's this when he lose? You gotta take responsibility then.
Yeah, let me keep it going because I want to get to the T-Mac Game 7 comment because I got something for his ass.
Right, Alexander X. Iceman is still Iceman.
Exactly. Let me keep it going.
His legacy first,
Right.
then he leaves.
Right.
All right. If you're in Los Angeles, you're in Boston, you're in Chicago. I've never seen.
And just
Nigga,
real
Paul
quick,
Pierce
right?
was playing without a
I
team for
was about
years.
to say that. And now, how did Boston help Paul Pierce? He was on his way out.
Yeah, at the end near the end of his prime, that's when he got something.
He was on his way out. Yo, the man spent what 10 years there before he
Yeah.
was like, come on, man. We're not.
And he was balling, but you ain't hearing Paul Pierce complain. Cause Paul Pierce ain't complaining about his teammates.
Because you know why? Because that wasn't the time. There was more masculine times back then. Masculinity is about not complaining. You have what you have. You have what's on your plate, and you fucking eat it, and you bow your head. So
Yep.
we're living in a culture where it's we got niggas that complain too much. But then not only do they complain, but they want to, in the next sentence, profess themselves as the greatest to do this, the greatest to do that.
Look, God gives you a fishing rod. You get mad at God because the fish ain't fall out the sky.
Shit's stupid, man. Right. Shit's dumb, man. And then after that, you get mad because the other dude is working on his fishing skills.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, bro, why you so focused on Kobe and what he has? Worry about what you
It
have.
wasn't even about him. That's what makes this shit stupid. They just wanted to dump on Kobe. It had nothing. LeBron was talking about players getting celebrated even though they didn't win a championship.
And we're off topic. Yep. We're off topic. But
they showing highlights of Kobe getting midi shot in his face. They showing him getting crossed up by T-Mac.
The whole point of that segment was to diminish Kobe, because once they got off topic, guess what? The moderator is Molly Karam. Molly Karam looked like she was doing her makeup while they were talking. Dude, she's not doing her job. Get them back on topic, bro. The topic is
what? Even if you want to blame Stephen A, right? He's supposed to be a pseudo moderator. He ain't doing his job either.
Listen. This is the reason why I don't do debates, right? Because people keep asking me to go engage with different people online. Listen, I don't do debates because, listen, moderators don't moderate.
Yep. Exactly.
And when you let people get away with telling lies, like, you can't win it. Listen, a lot of debates are won not by telling the truth. A lot of debates are won because people know how to talk.
Right.
And so I do,
they know how to. I wouldn't even say that. They just know how to present themselves.
Yeah, they know how to present the argument. But listen, what I do is a little different. The way I win arguments is I show footage.
Right.
That's the way I win arguments.
Yep. And that has been a winning recipe right there.
Just to let people know out there, if you engage in a conversation with me, I'm gonna pull up the footage, and you're gonna look crazy. trying to argue against yourself.
Right. Well, anyway, let me keep it going because I want to get to the Mac Game 7 shit that he was talking because he was getting it off his chest.
Come on,
But
real quick.
He's acting like big.
Hold on.
Nobody
Magic
wants to be
Johnson.
a big market.
Magic
Yeah.
Johnson asked for a trade. Y'all go look it up. Magic Johnson asked for a trade because he didn't like the offense. He felt like it should have been running through him. Kobe
How does
Bryant
Chicago-
demanded
How
the
does
trade.
Chicago treat Jordan before he was winning?
Yeah, exactly. But look,
This
Magic
nigga's
Johnson
stupid,
demanded
yeah.
the trade, right?
Yep.
Kobe Bryant demanded the trade.
Yep.
Shaquille O'Neal demanded the trade. So the all-time greatest Lakers, some of the all-time greatest Lakers, they all demanded trades.
Yep.
So what is he talking about? It's not even true.
He's acting like if
It's-
you're playing in a big market, it's guaranteed you'll eventually win a championship. Because by the grace of God, because you're playing in a large market, niggas are gonna flock to your team. Like, come on, this shit is stupid.
I mean, listen. Does LA attract free agents? Yes. But you tell me the big free agents that Kobe got. Name them. Let's go through all of them. Let's go through all the superstar big free agents that Kobe got.
The only one I could think of that was really kind of major was probably
Free
Ron
agents, not trades.
Artest.
Free
Ron
agents.
Artest. Ron Artest. That's probably the only
That-
one I
that's-
can think of.
That's the best y'all got.
And that was an old defensive, not a defensive.
And Ron Artest was a beast defender. He was strong. He could look. He was a killer. You know what I'm saying? He was clutch. He was a monster.
But let's not get it twisted. That was not 04.
Exactly.
Year, Ron. Okay.
But he's not.
Ron.
If that's the only. Kobe played 20 years with the Lakers, right? Unless you count Shaq. Now I get it if you want to count Shaq, but Kobe was on the team before Shaq, and Kobe was an afterthought. Kobe was not starting, so they didn't do that for Kobe.
What about Dwight Howard? Was that a free agent signing?
Dwight Howard was a trade.
Oh, okay. And what about Steve Nash? Steve Nash was that a trade?
Steve Nash was a trade. What's
Yeah,
up,
what
Joint
up,
the Joint?
Yeah, what up, Joint the Joint? About to say salute. What
What's
up?
good, Joint the Joint? But
Yeah.
when you think about all these free agents, and you're like, well, listen, that's not true, bro. A lot of free agents weren't just flocking to LA during Kobe's time.
Yeah,
They were.
Alexander. Yeah, Alexander brings up a great point. It ain't no large markets that's in the finals. And what did
Dog,
they do? They hustled their ass off and built their team the right way. You see how you can't cheat the
Yeah.
process? You see that?
Rem-
You see that, Alexander?
Remember this too. Remember at the end of Kobe's career,
Mhm.
with LaMarcus Aldridge, Paul George, as other free agents during that time, told the Lakers no.
Mhm.
The Lakers, people were trying to laugh at the Lakers at the end of Kobe's career. Nobody would come over there and play.
Right.
So this whole thing, oh, you benefited off the large market.
Yeah,
No, niggas didn't want pressure. They didn't want pressure of winning. And guess
Right.
what? Some
exactly.
niggas don't shine under those bright lights, bro.
Nope, that pressure's a mother. I'm telling you.
Period, bro.
All right, let me keep it going.
But when you're in a big city,
Right.
you don't want to leave that city.
Let me I got y'all. First of all, none of the points that y'all are making are to be disputed.
Oh.
It's just
Well,
to be
hold on, I just disputed
It's
it. Hold on.
Look at
Hold
this
on.
kid. That's-
We just disputed it. If you knew your history, you would dispute the shit too. Because
Yo.
it's not true.
Yo, look how stupid Stephen A is. He just said, and so everything leading up to this point, right? Even when T Mac was like, "Well, I would have been the second option," right? So that's not to be disputed. He just didn't.
He didn't say anything. Like,
You just said if you're the second option, you're not getting any credit. And this idiot gonna say, "Well, nothing you got said are gonna be disputed."
yeah, this, it's crazy because young fans, listen, young fans, right? Young fans out there, they admire these guys, right?
Disgusting.
They admire them. They're pillars, right? T Mac, Gilbert, right? Stephen A. But that's what they said was not true. It was historically not true. Listen,
This large market shit.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was drafted where?
On the Bucks, Milwaukee.
And what happened with Kareem? He won, right?
Yep.
So did he benefit off playing with a great player, Oscar Robertson,
Yeah, I would say so.
in a small market? Okay.
Yeah, I would
We
say
have
so.
we have
For the
two
most
small
part.
market teams. We have two small market teams in the finals right now.
Yep.
Reggie Miller went to the finals. He's on the sidelines cheering his team on right now.
Yep.
Reggie Miller went to the finals. And guess what? He went to the Eastern Conference Finals. He went to the NBA Finals. He had his opportunity.
Yep. And he
You
lost.
run some
He lost to better competition. That's it.
exactly.
That's all it is.
That's
But that
all it
doesn't
is,
mean
bro.
Reggie Miller. Because I'll tell you what, I would much rather have Reggie Miller's career than I would have LeBron's career. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, but look, this is what I'm trying to say, right? What I'm trying to illustrate is the fact that you have your like. There's players who had their opportunity in small markets.
Regardless of the market, right? I get what
They
you're saying.
just lost.
Right. Exactly.
Like that's what happens when you run into greatness. You
Look-
don't
look-
beat greatness. That's what makes you
Look,
great.
look at Utah. They had a back-to-back run and lost to Jordan.
Yeah,
Bulls.
yeah.
So
Utah.
It's not about the market. Look at San Antonio and Detroit. Are
Yeah.
those really considered large markets?
Duncan
They ran
started
up
the
against-
dynasty.
Right.
And guess what? Spurs management, which one are you taking? Spurs management or Lakers management? Be real.
And you know what's crazy? Yo, you want to hear something crazy? They always talking about large market. You know why it's not large markets? It's really the media's fault. Because y'all don't fucking promote the other markets.
But you know what's stupid?
That's
You-
why. So
you-
look, real quick, I was gonna bring up one finals, right?
Yeah.
Look at the 2007 finals, right? Cleveland and San Antonio, right? One of the lowest viewed finals in NBA history, right? Why is that? Because y'all didn't want to see those market teams in the finals.
Right.
Because
you know
at
what
the
makes
time,
this-
LeBron didn't have the personality, and Duncan didn't have the personality as
But
being
do
charismatic.
you know what makes this the dumbest conversation ever?
What?
Because when LeBron got to the Lakers, they were complaining. Rob Pelinka, right?
Right.
Rob, where's Rob? What's GD Buss doing?
Yo,
What the
he's
fuck
doing
is
this
GD
shit
Buss
now.
doing?
Yeah, we need to.
They got to do more. They got to put more around him.
Nigga started blaming Phil Handy. I said, "Oh my lord."
And mind you, this is with AD on the team. This is with Anthony
Man, this
Davis.
is, nigga, this is with a super team. Why is LeBron out there playing?
So what it is it's not about none of that shit he's talking about. It's an
not
attempt
about
to
a
make an
large market.
excuse.
That's
It's an attempt to make an excuse, dude. They're in LA and still complaining about
That's
the
a
roster.
great question. I would love to ask Gil. Well, how do you think the Lakers management do for LeBron when he got to LA?
That's what I'm saying. Ask AD. Ask AD. When AD went up to management and asked him for a big man, what happened? Did he get it? You see what I'm saying? It's
This shit is stupid, man.
it's bullshit. Matter of fact,
And then hold up, and then LeBron got what he wanted, right? Remember he got Westbrook, and the shit still didn't work out. So who's at the fault?
that's what I'm saying. No matter which way we go, we're gonna deal with some type of excuse for why you didn't win. Instead of just saying, "Hey, look, man, I lost. It is what it is. I tried my best. As long as I did my best, I'm cool with that. I'm cool. I'm not
Exactly.
tripping. I gave it my all." See, that's one thing in life, bro. When you give your all to something, you're not tripping when you lose. You're not tripping because I put everything into this.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
And nobody would be hard on him if he didn't make excuses. Like everybody would be like, "Listen, man, he tried in Cleveland. He was trying to win. Didn't happen for him. He still
you
got
know-
many
but
years
you
to
know
go. Still
why?
a young guy."
But you know why this is going on? You know why he has to come out and do all of this? Because LeBron, deep down inside, I don't care what nobody says, LeBron, deep down inside, he knows the championships that he won, they are not fulfilling at all. He doesn't look at those and it's like, yo, I can hang my hat on that. He knows deep down. That's why he has to make all of these excuses because he's not happy with how he chose to play out his own career. I know that's what it is.
Listen. When you play a sport, bro, you're put on the team. Like you ever played sports at a young age where you're just randomly put on the team? You don't get to choose your team, right?
Nah, not at all. No.
Like I'm talking about like just rec leagues and shit like that. You don't get to choose your team.
My bad.
Right? They throw you on the team. They throw you on the team, right? And you get your ass whooped out there, right? Because the other team is far more superior, right? They got the best players in the nation, and you were just thrown on the team, right? The team been playing together for years. That happens on every level. That has nothing to do with. We're not judging LeBron based on does he have 1 loss, 2 losses, 3 losses? We're judging him based on his body of work plus what he is as an individual talent.
Yeah,
but winning
exactly.
is a piece of that. It's just a piece of that.
My bad. I'm laughing at what Alex said the extra. Yeah.
What he's saying.
He said Spurs are a small market and built a dynasty through LeBron's career.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
it's
that's
crazy.
small. This large market shit, that don't guarantee.
Well,
nothing.
look at Cleveland. Look at Cleveland. Cleveland just built a team that won like 60 games.
Word up.
Right? The Cavaliers were rolling and they just got injured, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just got injured. Shit happens. Shit happens, bro. Situations happen, and we understand. You know what I'm saying? We understand when you lose, it is what it is.
Yeah, all right. So let me continue with this audio shit. I still can't believe we didn't get to Game 7 yet. Hold on, let me continue.
but hold on.
Wait. Let him finish this. Just real quick. I got you. I'm gonna pause because he's talking. He's throwing a shot at Kobe, but I got him. Hold up.
The team, it's your fault, right? If there's a Game 7 and the best player don't perform well, it's his fault. But you could go in history. I remember, was that Boston versus Lakers? Kobe didn't play well in Game 7. Ron Artest, saved the day.
Right? Kobe lost the series to Phoenix in the first round.
Did you heard that? Did you hear that?
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. So Ron Artest
opened up a can of worms.
Ron Artest saved the day, right?
That's what he just said.
Y'all, I want y'all to look at this video footage and see what the score was. Check this out.
Up on a minute remaining. Bryant looking. Artest, that's a 3. Bang! Lakers by 6 with a minute to play.
So just in case people are a little slow out there, let's play that again. Look at the score down below.
Up on a minute remaining. Bryant looking. Artest, that's a 3. Bang! Lakers by 6 with a minute to play.
How many points were we up?
About 3. Oh my God, we were about 3.
Seriously, how many points were we up? We were up 3, right? How did he save the day? Now he did score pretty. Listen, the bucket was important.
That was a basket, yeah, but he didn't save us.
Yeah, it was an important basket, right? He picked the wrong series. He should have picked the Nuggets series. But against the Celtics, how did he save the day? Again, remember, this is the anniversary of Kobe in 2010. Why would you do that? Especially when through the footage, it's not even true.
Hey, yo, I want to read something off to you, right? Because I was waiting for this shit the whole show. I want to read this off to you, right? Because he's talking this Game 7 shit, right? Oh, well, Game 7, certain people get saved and all the... what did he say? When the best player has a bad shooting night, right? Okay, well, let's talk about your Game 7 performances, Tracy McGrady. So let's go with 2003, because he's mad because Stephen A. brought that up. But this is why he brought it up. Tracy McGrady.
But you did that in order to escape responsibility. Instead, you said, well, Kobe got saved, and it wasn't even true. Like, and guess what? The narrative, right, that people speculate and put around town is that Kobe got saved by Ron Artest, and that's not true. So the play, if you watch the play, right, Kobe's
Right.
getting double teamed. They're in the middle of sending a double his way. Why? Because
Exactly.
he keeps making plays down the stretch. So what did Kobe do? He made the right play. The shit they give credit for LeBron for doing.
Exactly. So let me.
And they
So
were
let me.
up 3.
Yeah. Exactly. This shit is stupid. But hold on. Let me pull this up. Right. I just had it. My phone's about to die. I just had it. So here we go. So here we go. Hold on. Here we go. Tracy McGrady. Hold on, my bad. Did we pull this up? Eastern Conference first round. So he's making it seem like, oh, well, I showed up. It wasn't my fault. But you got other players running around here. Game 7, they messing up. Okay, well, let's go to your Game 7, Mr. Tracy McGrady. Let's see how you perform.
But
Okay.
but this is the thing, right? When he's
Yeah.
talking about Kobe had teammates, right? Yes, Ron Artest stepped up, right? But what happened Game 6? Game 6, Kobe was balling. His teammates owed him that Game 7.
Yeah, wait.
Because we were
That's not even,
supposed to.
yeah, but that's not even the point, though. He's saying, oh, well, you have other guys in Game 7s that shoot like shit. That's what he said. So let's evaluate how you shot the ball in a Game 7, the series that everybody was talking about, because that's what he's mad about, right? So let's go to it.
DFJ, you're not making any sense. We're addressing what he said. What did he say? He said Ron Artest.
Let me play it again.
Hold on.
Let me play it
He
again,
said-
so there's no confusion.
Okay.
Let me play it again. Hold up. Let me play it again. Wait, hold. Here we go. Real quick, and then I'm gonna play it. Molly asks him a question. What is frustrating about you for you as a player? What's the most frustrating thing for you? So listen.
Are not expectations.
As a player, what's the most frustrating part of this conversation for you?
Not
They separate the individual from the team, right? When things don't go right with the team, it's your fault, right? If there's a Game 7 and the best player don't perform well, it's his fault.
Look at him. If it's Game 7 and the best player doesn't perform, it's your fault. Listen.
You could go in history. I remember, was that Boston versus Lakers? Kobe didn't play well in Game 7. Ron Artest,
Artest saved the day.
Saved the day.
Now look. McGrady said that himself. He said, I can remember Game 7 where Kobe didn't shoot the ball well and Ron Artest saved the day. So why we can't evaluate how Tracy McGrady did in some of his Game 7s?
So, but this is my whole point. My whole point is this is Kobe's anniversary of the game set. See, this is a coincidence that none of this shit came up at any other time throughout the year except for now, right?
Right.
So Kobe, this is the anniversary of Kobe's Game 7. You're saying something that's factually not true. Ron Artest did not save Kobe. Ron Artest hit a clutch 3. We were already winning the game.
Right.
Kobe was double teamed. So what are you trying to say?
And Kobe was hitting free throws up until that point. It ain't like Kobe. See, right? You know what's getting saved? When Kyrie hit the shot. The game was tied and nobody was scoring in the last 5 minutes. That's saving the goddamn day.
But listen, Kobe scored 10 points in the fourth quarter. He only had 23 points in the game. He scored 10 points in the fourth quarter. Had his hand in every single action down the stretch of the game except for Sasha Vujicic's free throws. I showed you the score. I showed you the footage and the score at the time. What's the debate?
The debate is that he's upset because Kobe won and he didn't. That's what this whole thing is about.
Yeah,
And
he's saying
but
Kobe
he's
didn't
also
play well.
But nigga, he didn't play well.
But real quick.
Go ahead.
But real quick, Kobe didn't play well, but when you look at what he did in Game 6,
he didn't shoot
his
well.
team,
You mean?
he actually should have.
Well.
As its team showed up in Game 6, there would have been a Game 7. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Those guys got a game at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't playing well either. So let's not act like Ron Artest was having this great game. Pau Gasol was having this great game. Lamar Odom was having this great game. That's not true. Everybody was
like
struggling.
They won. Right, like they won in spite of Kobe. Exactly. I say the same thing.
Everybody was struggling. So he's trying to make it seem like they all bailed Kobe out. No, Kobe was the leading scorer on his team.
He's trying to deflect accountability. No, wait a minute. No. He's also, that part is true, but he's also trying to deflect accountability from his performance. He's saying, well, I remember other performances where other guys didn't shoot the ball well. Nigga, in Game 7, you didn't shoot the ball well.
So what was his performance? What was his performance against?
So let me run this shit down. Because that's what the first thing that I did when I heard that. I said, well, shit, let me look at your shit. Because you acting like in Game 7, you shot 80% from the field, 70% from three. This one,
I'm not getting what they want. Does he want to be looked at as Kobe?
Yo, I don't know. But
I'm
anyway,
not sure. I don't even know what this is about.
Listen, in 45 minutes, right? This is Game 7 in 2003, right? It's the year that they blew the 3-1 lead to Detroit. And this is by no means any shade to McGrady, because they weren't expected to win that series before the series started, right? But all I'm saying is, don't bring up Game 7 and you had a shitty Game 7. He shot in 45 minutes, he shot 7 of 24. You shot 7 of 24. You made one more basket than Kobe, nigga. And you shot 292 from the field. 2 for 6 from the three, 33%. You made 5 free throws. You took 5.
How many rebounds did he have?
5 rebounds.
Okay,
4 turnovers,
Kobe,
1 block, and you ended the game with 21 points.
But hold on. Molly asked the question earlier. What's the ingredients? The ingredients is Kobe went down there and he did what was needed to win. He knew that the Boston Celtics were a poor rebounding team, and he went in there and got the rebound. So even though he wasn't scoring his regular numbers, he still rebounded. He still did other things.
And he got to the foul line because Boston is an aggressive shot blocking team. So guys were out of position, guys were scrambling, and guys were just fouling.
And he was being triple teamed. And DBZ, they won't mention Game 3, Powell having 13 points, and Game 5, Powell having 12 points. They won't mention it.
But wait a minute, wait. What I'm saying is, he just said out of his own mouth, oh, well, if the superstar doesn't shoot the ball well in Game 7, it's on him. Well, I remember other guys, nigga, you had the same fucking game. What you stop acting like
no. But I guess what he's saying is Kobe shot bad too. But what's the difference? The difference is Kobe found other ways to win. That's the difference.
Exactly.
We won. The difference is you lost and we won. If Kobe found ways to affect winning, that's the difference.
And look, let's.
And this is not a shot at T-Mac. This isn't a shot at T-Mac at all. This is just the truth. He found other ways to impact the game. You had 5 rebounds. Kobe had 15. And hold on. Let me ask you this about that game. Who led the game in scoring?
For Orlando?
Yeah, who led that game in scoring, that Game 7?
Hold on, because I backed out of it.
From both teams, not just Orlando.
Oh, Billups. He dropped 37 in Game 7.
Okay, do you know Kobe wasn't outscored?
Kobe
wasn't outscored in Game 7. Nobody scored higher than Kobe.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you're taking a shot at Kobe, but nigga, you didn't shoot the ball well either. Stop acting like you went 12 for 14 and you hit 5 threes out of 6 threes. Stop doing that shit, because you had a shitty game.
But
you're acting like you played well. Oh, if the superstar has a bad shooting night, nigga, you had a bad shooting night. So yeah, it's your fucking fault.
But the
if the team lost.
But the difference is intangibles. when your shot's not falling, what else do you bring to the table?
Exactly.
Kobe was an all-around player. He played defense, right? He won his matchup. First of all, his matchup was who? Rondo
Ray Allen.
and Ray Allen, right?
Yeah.
He won those matchups, right? He outscored them. He out-defended them, right? And Rondo, if you listen to Rondo talk, Rondo said Kobe outplayed him because he used his mind, right? So the
Right.
difference is Kobe was able to get those boards. He was able to get those rebounds because he knew the Celtics were not a great rebounding team. So get on the boards. You got to do other things
Now-
to affect the game. That's the
Now-
difference.
Now let's
That
go
is
with
the
this.
difference.
Let's go with this, right? In 2005, right? This is the last game 7. 2005 game 7, right? Anyway, I was reading the chat. Anyway, in 2005, right?
He's listen. When you talking about, nobody mentioned LeBron. Gilbert mentioned LeBron. Like that's why this is stupid, bro. That's why you're getting put in timeout because Gilbert mentioned LeBron. That's why we're mentioning LeBron. This conversation is about LeBron's comments. So what you're saying, it doesn't make no fucking sense.
Exactly. But anyway, later for that clown. Anyway, this is what McGrady also shot in 2005 with Yao Ming, who we met. Oh, I've never had the opportunity to play. Yeah, you had Yao Ming, nigga. Now let's talk about what you did the first year that both of y'all were healthy, and let's talk about what you did in Game 7. Oh, in the first round, by the way, because you know you can't get out the first round, right? And you started getting emotional, you started crying. So let's talk about what you did in the first round of Game 7 against Dallas, right? Because you're talking shit about Kobe's Game 7, but let's bring up your Game 7 because you acting like you shot 60% from the field. So anyway, let's go to it. So in 36 minutes, Tracy McGrady shot 10 for 26 from the field, 385 from the field, right?
What series is this?
This is 2005, the first round against Dallas.
Against the Mavs?
Yeah, first round. Okay. And you went 1 for 7 from 3, 14%. You shot 6 or 7 from the free throw line, about 86%. Okay, and you ended the game with 27 points. Right? Now, you wasn't the high man. Yao Ming had 33 points along with 10 rebounds. You had 7 rebounds, you had 7 assists and 3 blocks. So I don't understand where's this you acting like you had all of these mythical fucking Game 7s.
Listen,
wait, not to cut you off, just real quick, and then I'm gonna let you speak. I'm trying to understand where are these mythical 80% from the field, fucking 20 rebound Game 7s? Where are these? Because you're crying about Game 7, nigga. You didn't play well either in Game 7. Go ahead.
Yeah, but the concept that people bailed. So J. Cool, can you do me a favor?
Yeah, what's up?
Can you look up everybody's percentage, field goal percentage from that 2010 finals?
Absolutely.
Because this doesn't make any sense. They're acting as if Kobe got bailed out. And like the thing is that nobody shot the ball well. Of course, Kobe got doubled and triple teamed, and he had a broken finger. He shot a bad percentage.
Yeah,
right.
But none of that gets taken into context.
We're not saying Kobe didn't shoot the ball poorly. That's stupid. Nobody's saying this dumb shit.
Nobody ever says that.
We're saying that Kobe found other ways to affect the game, and he still led both teams in scoring. No matter if you want to say he shot the most, the ball is about putting the game is about putting the fucking ball in the basket. Period.
And by the way,
what y'all talking about?
And by the way, just real quick before I list off the total field goal percentage, Ray Allen, his matchup, he only shot 3 for 14 from the field for a total of 21%, and he only had 13 points.
Oh, but nobody brings that up. And hold on, no disrespect to Ray Allen, right? No disrespect, because everybody has bad games, right?
Yeah.
But this is not the pick on Ray Allen. But nobody brings that up, and he lost. Kobe won, and they bring that up. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
So anyway,
give me the next guy.
Wait, you want the field goal percentage, or you want
give me the field goal percentage? Give me the field goal percentage and the points, and the amount of shots. Give me the field goal percentage, the amount of shots, and the points.
Okay, so for the Lakers, you want the total team field goal percentage, right?
No, individual
Okay.
of
So from
just the starters,
gotcha. So hold on. Okay. So it was Bynum, Gasol, Artest. I still call my test. Metal World Peace, Kobe, and Derek Fisher. Those are the starters. So
Yes, sir.
the field goal percentage for Metal World Peace is at the top. 39%, right? And he shot
Wait. The Savior shot 38%,
39%, yeah.
39%.
Yep.
Okay, how many shots?
18 shots.
18
And
shots.
He made 7, yeah.
Okay.
And he went 2 for 7 from the 3. And before that 3, I guess he was 1 for 6 before he shot that other 3.
And guess what people will say? He had a good game, right?
Yeah.
Because
I
T-Mac's
guess.
making it seem like T-Mac and Stephen A. Smith, they're making it seem like, oh, he saved Kobe, right?
Yep. And
Because
he had
hit a
20.
wide open jump.
He ended the game with 20. Yeah.
Because he hit a wide open jump shot. He saved Kobe. Cool.
And the game wasn't even. And the game wasn't. Hold up, the game wasn't even over when that happened.
Yeah, Kobe passed to him, bro. Like, what are we talking about? He hit a wide open shot.
But
that
I guess
was
he
clutch.
didn't. I guess he didn't make the right play either. Right.
Yeah, it was an important shot, but you're saying saving them as if we're losing.
So anyway, so Kobe. So that's Brian Artest. You want to hear? Well, we know about Kobe's. You want to hear his percentage or no?
Oh, Kobe's percent. I already know his.
Yeah, it's 25%, 6 for 24, right?
Let's go to Pau Gasol.
So Pau Gasol, he shot 16 shots. He made 6 for a total of 38%. I'm rounding up a little bit.
Now
38%.
Wait a minute. What percentage did Kobe shoot?
25.
Okay. Kobe's getting double teamed to triple team. Pau Gasol's right next to the basket and he's shooting 30-something%.
Yeah, 38.
Okay, so he shoots 38%. So it sounds like, you know what this game sounds like?
What?
A good defensive game.
Of course, a good defensive series.
probably a low scoring game, right?
Definitely.
You know,
that's what sounds to me.
Great defense being played on both sides. Hard fought victory. But they don't paint it like that. They don't paint it as it actually happened. They try to paint it in this narrative that all of a sudden Kobe Bryant got saved because his teammates hit some shots towards the end of the game. Even though, can you look up Kobe's fourth quarter points?
Of course.
He had 10, and Pau Gasol had 9.
Here we go. Q4.
In the fourth quarter.
I got you. Q4. So Kobe ended the quarter with 10 points.
Yep.
Yeah.
So wait, we got 3 quarters. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter. That means out of the 23 points, Kobe scored most of his points in the fourth quarter. Not most, but a good amount.
Yep.
That's clutch.
Mm-hmm.
That's call me when you need me.
Yep.
Right? That's clutch. They don't give him credit for that, but that's cool.
Exactly.
And Pau Gasol was clutch. Pau Gasol
yeah,
was clutch.
He had 9. He had 9 points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pau Gasol was clutch. You see what I'm saying? But
of course, I see what you're saying.
But this notion, Kobe's getting triple teamed.
Wait, hold. Hey, DMJ, how is KB a crybaby? How? What are you talking about?
Who said I'm a cry? How am I crying?
I don't know.
I'm literally. Why do we live in a stupid society? Bro, I'm literally breaking the footage down. Stephen A. Smith. Let me show you. These are the niggas
saying all this.
Because you acting slow, bro. Hold on. Stephen A. Smith said, and Tracy McGrady said Kobe got saved. Again, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Let me play before you say.
I'm gonna play the footage one more time. I'm gonna ask you a question. You give me the answer. How many were we up or were we losing? Watch the footage again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm right here.
So he made it a 6-point game. We were already up 3. So already right there, that's painting a narrative that he bailed Kobe out on that in that game. He did it. He hit a wide open shot because he was double teamed. We were already winning.
So by that logic, what does it mean to get bailed out?
But it doesn't make any sense. It's not true. And then when we go through the field goal percentage of everybody who played in that game, everybody shot a bad field goal percentage. It's not true. It's not true. And then the difference between, like I said, the difference between Kobe and T-Mac is Kobe found other ways to affect the game. He got 15 boards. And guess what? He was the leading scorer for both teams. And you can't just say, oh, well, he just shot a lot of shots.
Exactly.
That's stupid.
Oh, hey, give me 1 second. Let me just take a quick bathroom break. Hold on.
That don't make any sense. But that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that what they said wasn't true. And the context of why Kobe's not looked down on and his is because you lost the game. We won. That doesn't make any sense. Why would we keep trying to penalize Kobe for winning? This doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. I'm trying to figure out where is the disconnect with the logic here. Where like it doesn't make sense. We could go to the game 7 of the 2016 finals. What do you mean MJ was bailed out? What are you guys talking about in the comment section? What are you guys talking about? You guys keep bringing up all these different scenarios. I'm talking about game 7 of the 2010 finals, what they brought up. What they brought up. Can you think about somebody other than LeBron basketball GOAT? Can you think about somebody other than LeBron real quick? I'm talking about Kobe Bryant 2010 Game 7 NBA Finals. I showed the footage on the screen 3 damn times. We were up 3 points. The game wasn't tied. We weren't losing. We were up by 3. Kobe was double teamed. Let me play it once again for the people in the back.
All right, I'm back.
Hold on. Let me refresh because my shit fucking up. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my shit still fucking up. Yeah, just go ahead. My shit fucking up real bad.
Oh, what you want me to do?
Just play the audio because my shit just fucking up.
All right, let me play that shit again. This nigga up here, these niggas up here fucking crying and shit. Hold up.
Thieves things. It emanates from technically.
As a player, what's the most frustrating part of this conversation for you?
They separate the individual from the team, right? When things don't go right with the team, it's your fault, right? If there's a game 7 and the best player don't perform well, it's his fault. But you could go in history. I remember, was that Boston versus Lakers? Kobe didn't play well in game 7. Ron Artest, saved the day.
You heard that? Ron Artest.
So he used the term "save the day."
Wait. Let's run it back one more time.
Boston versus Lakers. Kobe didn't play well in game 7. Ron Artest, saved the day.
You heard that? They're saying Ron Artest saved the day. And that's why I got irritated with what T-Mac said because, bro, you're talking about you're talking about Game 7. You didn't play well in your Game 7s either.
Yeah, I don't
Come
know.
on, man.
I don't know. I don't
Talking
know
about
what.
taking the blame and shit. Yeah, you damn right.
Yeah, but I don't realize. Like, I don't know what his point is, because I guess he's trying to say, well, I didn't play well. I didn't shoot the ball well. Kobe didn't shoot the ball yet. Yeah, but Kobe did other things. That's the whole point. That's the reason why he found ways to win. So that needs to be
Or, no,
celebrated.
or maybe he's saying, well, I didn't shoot the ball well, but I don't have a team to back me up either. Maybe that's what he's saying, right? Because that was his whole position to say, oh, well, Metal World Peace saved the day, and the whole thing was about team. So he's pretty much saying, why are you guys giving Kobe all the credit when he shot the ball poorly and his team
Because he
stepped up?
led his team all the way that far and won.
No, of course, no, we understand why. I'm just explaining what he was trying to say right there, which is bullshit.
Listen, y'all. Everybody listening to this live stream. When you're the leader, you get blamed when your team loses, and you get blamed when your team wins. So guess what? Kobe received all that criticism when he was losing. That was his moment in the sun. That's how it works. You get criticized when you lose, and you get criticized when you win. That's sports. Nobody's gonna praise you when you don't win. I don't get it. Like, it's a team game. Yes, it's a team game. It's a little bit of luck. But Kobe wasn't just lucky. He wasn't just lucky. He ended up going to the finals 7 times. But that's a dumb point. DFJ is a dumb point because Kobe did other things to impact the game.
It
I
is,
understand.
right.
I get what T-Mac's trying to say. Hey, I didn't shoot well. He didn't shoot well. Yeah, but Kobe
Right.
grabbed 15 rebounds. You didn't bring that up.
Exactly. Kobe hit his free throws. You didn't bring that up. Kobe had his hand in every possession. You
Yeah,
didn't
he was
bring that up.
playmaking. He was out there playmaking. He was out there attracting double teams.
And then you niggas is crying to him, oh yeah, he got bailed out. But how did he get bailed out? The series wasn't in the balance. Hold up, the series wasn't in the balance if he made that shot or missed. We were up 3 fucking points.
Kobe just hit a clutch shot over Ray Allen. He just finished hitting a clutch shot over
That's
Ray
what
Allen.
gave us the 3-point lead. We were up 1 at that point.
It doesn't make sense.
It's stupid, but it does make sense because they're trying to. And matter of fact, this whole segment don't even got nothing to do with Kobe. These niggas just wanted to interject because they're mad.
I think what it is, like you said, is competitive jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
T-Mac wants that love. He wants that love and that validation. But bro, you're not gonna get it because we should celebrate guys who win. It's hard to win.
No. We should celebrate guys that work hard to win. You're talking all of this shit. Well, if I had Shaq, bro, do you have Kobe Bryant's work ethic? So if you get Shaq, you're not doing the same shit that Kobe's doing. That's what this is all about.
But they act like Kobe didn't work to get put in those situations. Bro, this
that's what I'm saying.
Literally the hardest working player in NBA history, and they're acting like it was just given to him.
And this is the whole point.
Listen, real quick. Kobe was supposed to have season-ending injury. Season-ending surgery. Excuse me. Season-ending surgery. He played through those injuries. He earned that shit, bro. Like, he really did. They acted like everything was just handed. Hey, Kobe just was around. He was lucky. He just got the 7 finals, bro. He been the 7 fucking finals, bro. Not 1, not 2, 7.
Yo, let me ask the chat a question. Let me ask all the question in the chat. Salute to everybody. Throw a like for my boy KB, right? Let me ask the chat a question. Would you think it's dumb if KB, right? If he had if KB, me and KB, we both worked to get ours, right? But he had an inheritance to start out for his life, right? Don't you think it would be a little bit dumb if I'm over here saying, damn, man, you know, this dude KB, he got lucky to have a damn inheritance, Look at all that shit that he got. But I'm not highlighting the fact that KB worked to have over his inheritance. Don't you think that's a little bit stupid for me to knock KB, even though he's worked to have more than what he was originally given? Am I bugging? Why is everybody why is everybody knocking Kobe when he's a hardworking individual? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he was put in a good situation. That doesn't mean that he didn't work hard to maximize and make the most. This shit is stupid.
Exactly, DMJ. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It was a bad example because
that was a fucking horrible example. And furthermore, these niggas is off topic any fucking way. This nigga's off topic.
I think that's true too, Joint to Joint. I think T-Mac wants to vent. I think he's been frustrated for a long time, and that was his opportunity to get off that steam. And listen. I think he should get out how he really feels. Right? It's healthy, right? Because I understand that these athletes are under a lot of stress. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. These athletes are under a lot of stress. But what you're doing is you're diminishing him on his anniversary. You don't realize it because you're trying to show people, look, it's not my fault. Right? You're trying to say, look, I didn't do anything wrong, but you're low-key shitting on him. Like, because this is his anniversary of him winning, not losing, winning. Him earning a championship, because Boston is no joke. Guess what? That broken finger, he had to readjust his finger and readjust his shot through his shooting hand, bro. So that affected his jump shot. He had to redirect his shit because his finger was broke. Those bone spurs in his ankle, that shit hurts like a motherfucker. The knees, right? You know, getting injected in your knees, and because you need surgery, bro. That shit is why we respect him. You fought through adversity and you came out on top.
Yeah, but also the problem is, right? Not to cut you off, but the problem is also is that he's not putting himself in any other situation. And this is what makes it frustrating. You're only putting yourself in Kobe's shoes. You didn't mention Bird. You didn't mention Dr. J. You're not mentioning any other player where if you replace me with so-and-so, this is what I would do. You're only mentioning Kobe. That's what makes this shit frustrating, because you're trying to – this is a targeted media attack on Kobe's legacy.
It's competitive jealousy. It's like, look, T-Mac, like I said before, I know he loves Kobe. I know he got love for Kobe. He always sticks up for Kobe, right? But what I want to point out is that this is fan talk, right? This is stuff the fans are saying, right? The players respect T-Mac. I haven't heard any players disrespect T-Mac like that.
KD said T-Mac was his inspiration. He learned his game from T-Mac because he was the only one that was relatable, a very tall, lanky shooter. So come on, this shit is stupid.
T-Mac is well respected. From what I hear, from what I see, he's well respected. So,
and matter of fact, okay, my fault.
I know he hears the chatter online about people talking about his career, but I don't do it. I don't disrespect T-Mac. I put T-Mac on. Like, every time I get the chance, I'm highlighting T-Mac. Am I lying?
Nope.
Before all this, right? Before all of this, and I'm still doing. I'm still gonna do my T-Mac live stream to give him some credit for what he was, right? But this isn't about that. This is about, bro, these narratives surrounding Kobe's career aren't even true. Now, if they were true, I wouldn't say nothing. But they aren't even true. Salute, Danny Mac. Salute, man.
Yo, who is that dude, Dion Reed? You see him?
You said what?
Dion Reed. Who is that? It's like talking about it's too many great players and games to be talking about legends that have been retired.
No, but the reason why I get it, I get it. And listen, on my live streams, bro, to be honest with you, bro, I highlight the younger players. I was covering the finals.
Yeah, but he's kind of being disrespectful though. But go ahead.
I don't think he's being disrespectful. Like,
did you read what he said?
What did he say?
He's asking why are we talking about this?
He might be just talking about in general.
Read it. He says NBA Finals Game 7 in 2025. Why the heck are we talking about Kobe and T-Mac?
But that's what he just wrote. But if you watch the live stream that I did with Big Talk's channel, I covered that. I covered the last game.
He's being a little bit rude though.
So I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. If you go to that stream, you'll hear me cover that. So
he's talking about it's too many great players.
No,
yeah.
Dion.
You lucky this ain't my stream.
Go ahead. Dion, I talk about that, bro. I talked about that on my channel. If you look on my channel, I got Big Dog's channel. I talk about the NBA Finals. Like, if you go look at my channels, I don't just sit there and talk about T-Mac all damn day. Of course, my content's about Kobe, right? But I don't sit there and just talk about T-Mac and Kobe.
They was the one that brought it up. They weren't even on topic. Nobody was on topic.
Yeah, Dion, like, no disrespect, bro. Like real talk. Like, I'm not here to put nobody down, bro. I'm just here to be like, yo, listen, that's a nasty narrative that you're putting out here, and it's not true. That's the whole point of this conversation. It's just
but what I'm saying
is Kobe's anniversary, bro, of what he accomplished, and it wasn't easy to do. It wasn't easy to do, so he should be getting credit right now, not credit taken away from him. Because guess what? He is the leader of the team, and when the Lakers lose, guess who they point at? And when the Lakers lost, right, in 2006, who did they point at?
Right. So why he can't get the credit when they win?
Did they point at Kwame Brown? Did they point at Lamar Odom? They pointed at Kobe. When he lost in 2008, they pointed at Kobe.
When they lost in 2004, they pointed at Kobe.
No matter how unfair
he's trying to win Finals MVP.
Exactly.
I thought Shaq was the leader of the team. What happened to that?
When he wins, we point at other people. Nah. We gotta give him credit. He endured all that. We gotta give him credit.
Yeah, but more importantly, he was off topic. This whole fucking panel was off topic anyway.
But okay, yeah, let's continue.
Let's do that. Let me go ahead.
Right, Kobe lost the series to Phoenix in the first round. Anyway, that's everything.
Look, we were just talking about that. Let me just rewind a little bit.
They're just reminding
Boston
you
versus
of every time.
Lakers.
Oh, wait. I want to say something also, right? So if that's the case, then we shouldn't be having a fucking GOAT debate.
Exactly. But guess who? But those two gentlemen, those three gentlemen, J. Will, Gilbert, and T-Mac, they all engaged in the GOAT debate.
Right, so we shouldn't even be ranking players and go. We should just appreciate everybody the way it is.
I don't mind doing that, but guess what? It's not real.
But that's not what it's not real because that's not what this is about. That's not what this is really about.
Let's do what they're proposing. Let's play the hypothetical game. Let's do what they're proposing. Let's go off of greatest teams. T-Mac would still feel disrespected because then we wouldn't talk about him at all. Am I lying?
Right. No. Nope.
If we talk about greatest teams, we'll still be talking about the same niggas. We'll just be mentioning more people.
by them saying, you can't blame the player when the team loses, then you can't give the credit to the player when the team wins either. So that means that there's no GOAT debate.
Exactly.
That's what makes this the dumbest shit ever. Because
it's the dumbest shit ever.
They just admitted that ESPN should not be hosting any GOAT talks.
Remember, I told you I'm gonna title this shit that because it's the dumbest shit ever. Because
they just admitted that there's no GOAT. Because they're crying, well, why are we giving the individual the blame when the team loses? So why the fuck are we giving the individual credit when the team wins?
Exactly. So guess what? Everybody's the same. Everybody's the same, no matter what level you're on.
The only difference is the Hall of Fame and top 75. That's it. Those are the only
let's talk about-
differentials.
But even in the Hall of Fame, there's different levels to that.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
There's first ballot, right? There's a difference. There's first ballot. Like, come on.
There's
look,
non-Hall of Famers, period. Guys who didn't even make it.
But
So
this,
what
but
are
this is
we
the thing, right?
What are we judging off of? Yeah,
Let's go off of greatest teams.
right.
We could do that. We can go off greatest teams. Guess what? You're still gonna be mad because Kobe had Shaq.
well, why is that team in there
You're still
when
gonna
they
be
were
mad.
playing
It
with
doesn't
each
help
other?
your anger. It doesn't help you with your
This
anger.
shit is dumb. This shit is dumb.
That's what
Not
I'm
to
saying.
mention, if you have Shaq, you're not getting any credit, according to Gil.
So there's
We
no
don't.
greatest
The
player
nigga
because we
said
would have to take
we
away.
don't respect the second option.
But we would have to take away because hold on, let's go to the 2016 finals. What did LeBron shoot from the field in Game 7?
Hold on, let me check. Let me look.
Because we'll have to literally take away every championship and act like it don't exist.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, exactly. DBZ. No. You're right about that. You're right about that. You're right about that, DBZ. Tony Kukoc it's not the same, but that's what they're trying to. That's what they're trying to make the argument. But it's stupid because they still want to have a GOAT talk. They still want to call LeBron the GOAT, but only pick and choose. Shit is dumb.
But look,
Anyway.
everybody has their own opinion, right? I'm not here. Like I'm gonna say this again. I'm not here for you to think Kobe's the GOAT. I'm not here for you to think Mike's the GOAT. I'm not
Right.
here to take LeBron out from the GOAT conversation. I'm here to just show what Kobe did on the court and separate the facts from the false information. And so the storylines and all this stuff has to be put to bed because it's ruining basketball. Right? So if there is no GOAT, if we're not going to talk about who wins, then there can't be a GOAT because all championships have to play a factor because basketball is a team game. And as an individual, we look how you affect the team.
Right. And how you affect
That's
the
how we-
game. Right.
Yeah, like from a team perspective. Because if you're just putting up numbers, but you're like, think about it. If you draft a player, right? And this player is just putting up numbers. You're going to give them 7 years to just put up numbers before you expect them to win, to do some shit. And you'll be like, what the fuck? We built the championship team, and we're not going anywhere. They're gonna make a trade eventually. They say, yo, we understand you got these numbers, but we're trying to win.
Yeah, well, anyway, LeBron shot 38% from the field, 9 for 24 in 2016 Game 7.
Okay, how many shots? 24?
Yeah, he took 24 shots.
Okay, did he get bailed out?
I mean, you can make the argument he did, because Kyrie hit a shot.
I'm not saying he did or he didn't. I'm
Right.
just saying they
He's
pick
just
on
asking a
Kobe.
question.
They
Yeah,
pick
yeah.
on Kobe.
Yeah,
They never bring up other people. And I'm not just trying to point him out. I'm just talking about in general.
yeah. With anybody, Magic, Bird, whoever, Duncan, whoever.
Exactly.
Right. This was a targeted
what?
attack.
But guess what? LeBron won the fucking game.
Exactly.
He won the fucking game. And but
Apparently,
they
he
don't do
did
that.
enough to win.
But does
Yeah.
Stephen A bring up what how many what was his shot attempts?
24
Of what?
of 9 of 24.
Okay, does Stephen A bring that up? Have you heard
Did
anybody from the media?
T-Mac bring that up? T-Mac was just talking about Game 7s and players shooting the ball like crap.
Have you ever heard anybody bring this shit up to take away credit from him?
Exactly.
I'm not even trying to take away credit from him. What I'm saying right now is I'm saying what they always choose Kobe. They always choose him.
Hey, DBZ. Also, for those of you that haven't, go check out Behind the Bench, the Behind the Bench Sports Network. My man Kelvin over there, he be making great content. Kelvin just uploaded.
Kelvin be taking off his belt. He be sounding like he take off the belt.
Man, Kelvin don't be playing, bro. Yo, Kelvin just uploaded a video But I always thought that LeBron was the first one that they were trying to give Finals MVP, even though he lost. Actually, they were trying to do that with Kobe. In 2010, in 2010, they were trying to do that with Kobe, give him Finals MVP in case if Boston would have beat them.
But DFJ, listen, I'm gonna say this. I don't think he did it on purpose. That's what I'm saying. I think
he did, but that's just
I don't think he did it on purpose. I think it's competitive jealousy, like you said. I think he's just thinking of the first thing that comes to mind, and because of the anniversary and everything surrounding it, and he just thought about that. But it ended up, I think it takes away from Kobe, whether he meant to do it or not. That's not the intention doesn't matter. Like, bro, if I run you over with my car, right? I could be on my phone, or maybe something happens to where I'm not looking, right? Or bro, the attention, I'd still hit you.
Exactly. Right.
I still hit you, bro.
Whether you were falling asleep on the phone, it don't matter. I hit you.
Yeah, whether let's say the red light turned or something, or maybe I was walking too fast across the street. You still hit me with your car. You still gonna be at fault. You still, because pedestrians have the right of way. You're still gonna be at fault, bro.
Yes, it does take away DFJ, because see, T-Mac is trying to position it as, well, if I had Shaq, I would be doing all of this too. But Gil just said, if you're playing with Shaq and you're the second option, then none of the rings count. When that was never before the standard.
Kobe. Keep it real.
Nigga lied. He's talking about, everybody view. He lied. He said everybody.
If somebody says the person who is the second option, nobody gives a fuck about them. That's disrespectful to everybody who you consider a second option. Not only just Kobe. We're talking about Dr. J. We're talking about Magic. Or Kareem, whatever one.
Yep. Oscar
comes first.
Come on, man.
Oscar,
Curry,
Wilt Chamberlain,
KD, right? Jerry West. Come on, man.
So this has to be corrected. This has to be corrected, because that's not even true. The statement's not even true. So what are we supposed to do? Just keep hearing stuff that's not true and not say nothing?
Yeah, is that right, DVZ? With their logic, Pippen has no rings because he never won Finals MVP. This shit is stupid. And what's the Finals MVP argument for? It's mainly for Jordan.
But he said nobody remembers, and we do remember. It's not a true statement.
Crazy. So we don't remember Dr. So J. We don't remember Kevin McHale.
Yeah, we do remember Dwayne Wade. We do remember Kyrie Irving.
So that means Steph Curry shouldn't. So that means Kevin Durant is better than Steph Curry.
It doesn't make any sense, because that would mean you have to take away all of Steph's rings and say, hey, and just go off that one ring.
That means Iggy
only has one ring.
Hold up. Iggy is on the same level as D Wade. That's what he's saying. They both have a Finals MVP.
That doesn't make any sense. So that's a bad. At the bare minimum, it's just a bad statement. At the bare minimum,
Iggy is better than Elgin Baylor. This is what he's saying. If you're the second option, you don't count. Nobody who talks like that. Even back then, I never heard that. Never. Nobody never said that. But this is all a coordinated attack because it's Kobe's anniversary of him winning, and it's competitive jealousy and all of the above. But anyway, you want me to finish out the?
Yeah,
it's like 2 minutes.
Yeah, let's get through this.
All right, let's finish. We've been live for 3 hours here. Let's finish this shit. Hold on.
Kobe for not beating Phoenix.
How stupid that is.
So it doesn't apply in all situations.
It does, right? They pick and choose, bro.
Exactly.
And you know, real quick, right? This is so stupid, right? Girls complaining, oh well, if I'm in a, if you're in a large market, you have a chance to win. So nigga, why you didn't go to Boston? Why you didn't go to Chicago? You said you wanted to go down as a winner. And you want what did he say? Oh, we grew up thinking, oh, we gotta collect rings. This is how we grew up thinking we gotta collect rings. We gotta win rings. So nigga, why you didn't go to a large market? Cause you're a liar, bro. That's why. And you know that's not all it takes. You could be in a large market, but like you said, if nobody's around you, your ass ain't winning nothing. So stop it. Stop being intellectually dishonest.
That could have been us. Yep. I know we was like, man, that could have been us. Everybody.
Oh, this is so good. Whoa.
Stupid ass segment. That was it. This dumb shit.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen.
Had to break this silly shit down. This shit is crazy. The
This
disrespect
is-
don't stop, bro.
This is gaslighting at its finest. LeBron said that made him the GOAT. Right? Stephen
But nobody
A.
has a problem with that. Nobody said, well, LeBron, you shouldn't be calling yourself the GOAT if you're saying ring culture.
Yeah, but Gilbert was still trying to praise one person over the team. When basketball's a team game. So either you can't have it both ways, bro. Either it's a team game or it's not. Either we're gonna celebrate everybody or we're not. But you want to pick and choose instead of like you want to celebrate Steve Nash, but shit on Kobe. Like, what sense does that make? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
And then y'all niggas
does
want to
not
put
make sense.
y'all niggas want to put yourselves in Kobe's shoes, but nobody else's, right? Nobody says, man, what if I had Wilt?
Nobody says that.
But you know what's funny though? Wait, hold. You know
Yeah.
what's funny though? I think this is really telling. Why nobody said, well, what if I had Pau Gasol?
Yeah, they want
You
to
know,
go
it's
straight
crazy.
to the top.
No. They went straight to Shaq, but nobody wanted Pau Gasol. But I thought Pau Gasol was the driving force.
Yeah.
I thought that's what I've been hearing. Pau Gasol should have been Finals MVP. But why y'all didn't say, well, if I had Pau, I would win 3 in a row?
I think to balance this
Very
conversation, like,
interesting.
right, and this is why I say everything's stupid. Because in order to balance this conversation, they should have had people who won involved in this conversation. That way you get different perspectives, right? You can get their perspective, but you could get the other side of it too. That's the whole point. Like,
Yeah, balance. Yeah.
that would have made it an interesting conversation. But the only thing I heard was them taking away from Kobe and putting themselves in Kobe's shoes. That's the only thing I heard.
Well,
like,
if
they
you're
didn't
the
even
second
look
option, then it doesn't count.
So everybody gets praise except for Kobe. Let's praise Steve Nash. Let's praise Allen Iverson. Let's praise T-Mac. But let's shit on Kobe because he was the second option on the championship team.
But let's praise everybody else who was second option. Because they didn't mention no other second options. They didn't say, well, if you're a second option, like, because they didn't want to go that route because they knew how ignorant and disrespectful it would be.
But Kobe understood the task at hand, right? Kobe understood his responsibility. Kobe, you're being compared to Michael Jordan. You have to win some shit. Kobe not only looked at Jordan, but Kobe looked up at the banners. He looked up at Staples Center. He sees nothing but rings and banners, right? He sees great players, George Michaels, Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain, Magic Irvin Johnson, right? James Worthy. You see all the greats before you, right? Gail Goodrich is up there.
Yep.
All the greats, right? The Lakers expect you to win. There's a history of a standard of excellence. The Lakers expect you to win. Once you have the team,
right.
bring it. And so Kobe said, listen, I don't hang division banners. Meaning that doesn't mean you don't lose. What he's saying is he's going for the A. If he's in the classroom, he's going for the A+.
Yep.
Now, you might lose, right? You get a C.
You might
right?
You might get a C. You might get a B-.
But you don't settle for that. That expectations are high. So that's why
and you know what? And you know, but you know what's funny? You know what Kobe do that a lot of other people wouldn't do? He would study.
Exactly.
That's what makes Kobe
did wrong.
That's what, and that is what makes Kobe stand out. When we were talking about his contemporaries from that era, Kobe did the legwork to make him stand out.
But one thing T-Mac did not mention while you bring that up, one thing he did not mention is the
Mhm.
lesson that he learned in 08. We need to get stronger. We need to get more nastier. We need to get tougher, right?
Yep.
So that's the lesson that he learned through losing. So he came back and won. That was the ultimate validation and why he celebrated, because he figured it out,
Mm-hmm.
right? By the hair of his chinny chin chin, we almost lost,
Mm-hmm.
right? But he got it. He did enough just to win.
Hey,
And that is the
yeah.
mark of greatness, bro.
Hey, real quick, I wanna play something for you, right? Because of any player, T-Mac should know what Kobe was going through in 2008. You want to know why?
Why?
I'm gonna play it right now for you. Hold up. I'm gonna let you hear what the reporter said about T-Mac after the 08 final.
Dave in the third row here. Kobe, Dave McBennett at NBA.com. We've seen you do the impossible: 30 points in a quarter, 81 in a game, 2 game winners against Phoenix. When did you, sort of concede that tonight you guys weren't going to be able to come out of the hole?
Not sure. I don't know.
Hold on.
Brian on the right side.
Brian Mahoney, the Associated Press. Kobe, is it almost a helpless situation a little bit when you know you're playing a team that's not going to let you get off, and you can tell maybe in the second quarter where other guys don't have it to help you, alleviate the pressure?
Well, I think, if we're going to learn anything from this series is that we can't expect to win a championship by focusing on the offensive end. It's, we have to be able to hold people down as well. And we're pretty good at it, but I think we can be much better.
Roland in the middle.
Roland Lazenby, Lenny Sports. Kobe, how do you make your team mentally tougher next year?
Back row, Chris.
Chris Broussard, ESPN The Magazine. Kobe, Tracy McGrady said after a game this season against Boston that was the best defense he'd ever seen.
So McGrady knows exactly what the hell he was going through. So stop this shit, T-Mac. Are you ready to face that and come back stronger next year? Are you ready for that, sir?
But what makes a champion, right? What makes a champion is sacrifice, right? The sacrifice of, hey, I need surgery. I'm gonna push the surgery off, right? I need to figure out how to become a better leader. That when Kobe went to the Olympics, he went with the mind state of being a great defender, right?
Yeah.
And testing his defense, right? Like testing Pau Gasol, right? Leadership, right? It was a challenge for him, right? When he came back from that, he instilled that in Pau. He put his Olympic gold medals in Pau's cubby area.
Yeah, I remember that story. Yep.
Right. So what he did was he brought out the best in him. Right. So those are intangibles. Where are those stories at? Right. Of whoever. It doesn't even have to be just T-Mac. Right. Of any great player who never won. Do they have those stories of them pushing their teammates? Right? Maybe you could turn those Hondas that Gil was talking about into a Mercedes Benzes. Maybe you could turn those Hondas into Lamborghinis. They don't talk about that.
Because they don't want to put in the extra amount of effort that it takes to do that.
Instead, saying, everything's about you. Everything's about you. You're what vehicle did he use?
Lamborghini and some shit.
Yeah, so everything's about you. You're the only luxury car on the lot. Why don't you turn all these other cars into luxury cars?
Or if not, upgrade them to something below a luxury car.
What about Trevor Ariza? Trevor Ariza got a huge payday, right? After he left LA by the Rockets. Why? because Kobe brought out the best in Trevor Ariza. He had his best years, right?
Yep.
So that's the question. Greatness rubs off on people. Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. Scottie got better in practice because of Michael Jordan's leadership of pushing him. Right? That's not to say that they don't have faults. That's not to say that Kobe didn't have faults at times and he didn't have bad games. That's not what niggas are saying. Niggas are saying, bro, when you lead a team to a championship, you get the credit. If you're a star, if you're one of the main components on the team, you get credit. Period.
Exactly, man. And some of these athletes, they don't want to admit that. You know what? They're happy with whatever little bit of spotlight and money that they get. They content with that. But then when you start talking this big boy shit when it comes to rings and championships and being remembered as a great player, it's different, man. You're in a different class. You didn't take your time to study the game, bro. Can't put that on nobody else. Can't look at Kobe and say, well, his situation was better. Well, okay, well, you could have made the most of your situation. You didn't do that. Where's your work stories?
I think there's a championship mindset, right? And there's also, in my opinion, there's a GOAT mindset. The GOAT mindset is, what am I gonna do when my shot's not falling? Because the only thing I heard T-Mac say was he was talking about shots. Look at the percentage. We shot the same percentage. Yeah, but you're not mentioning the other things that Kobe did that led to the victory. And see, that's what you want to teach the younger generation. Like, for all these guys who are coming up playing ball, you want to teach them, hey, be a multifaceted player. Do other things so that when your shot's not falling, you can still win. That's what we look. Pau Gasol's shot wasn't falling, but he grabbed how many rebounds did he grab that game?
Like 11, I think, or whatever.
Nah, he had more than that. He had like 18.
Oh, maybe he probably had like 18.
I think it was 18.
He probably had like 18. Yeah.
Yeah. So his shot wasn't falling either. But guess what? Second chance points help. Right?
Second chance opportunities, all of that. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like Kobe had offensive rebounds. How many offensive rebounds did Kobe have that game? They're not discussing the nuances of what happened. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people get frustrated with the media, is because they're covering everything on a surface level. And the surface level is always going to be the dumb shit. That's why I call this live stream the dumbest shit ever. Because it lacks context.
Yo, bro, we was laughing our ass off when we was reviewing this shit, dog. This shit was too fucking.
It made no sense.
I swear, I wish we had the camera on for that.
Because what are you arguing? Are you arguing that we need to celebrate T-Mac on the same level as Kobe? Because Kobe gets more respect? Or are you saying that we need to celebrate? I don't get it, because T-Mac wanted to be the second option. Because you wouldn't be the GOAT. Listen, if you're playing with Shaq, bro, Phil Jackson is going to tell T-Mac, give the ball to Shaq.
And I said that earlier. Nobody's winning Finals MVP over Shaq. And shout out to the kids.
T-Mac starts doing,
yeah,
bro. As soon as T-Mac starts doing all them dribble moves, Phil Jackson's going to call a timeout, and he's going to tell him, dude, Shaq has a mismatch down low. You don't give that fucking ball to Shaq and stop fucking around.
Right. How does he deal with Phil? What if he don't like Phil?
How does he deal with not getting those accolades? How does he deal with his sacrifice of his points per game going down?
And do you push yourself to try to win without Shaq? See, exactly. And that's why I said I got irritated.
According to Gil, even if you played your whole career with Shaq and won 10 championships, you wouldn't be respected.
Yep, pretty much.
It makes no
pretty
sense.
Much. But then you get all the blame when you're seeking out to try to win without Shaq. Now it's your fault. Oh, why would you want to win without Shaq, nigga? Because I'm gonna be in his shadow for the rest of the time. And nobody wants to be honest about that and say that about Kobe's career. nobody's gonna say, yeah, you know what? We probably would look at you as the forever second fiddle. Nobody
And
wants to be honest about that.
And Kobe was in a lose-lose situation, right? Because had he stayed in LA, those would have been Shaq's. That would have been all Shaq. Because you see how they doing. But right?
Yeah.
Then they get mad, man, why you get away from Shaq? Because you guys painted the narrative about me.
And you guys didn't give me any credit. And that's what Gil's referring to.
So all this benefit of playing with Shaq is bullshit. Think about it. That's what makes this conversation the dumbest shit ever.
And then T-Mac, he's just going along with the shit. He didn't even realize he cooked himself. Oh, yeah, if I had Shaq. Yeah, if you had Shaq, you wouldn't get no credit.
You wouldn't get no credit. Because he said the second options don't get respect.
And he said that with a damn smirk. And he knew he was being full of crap. That's what I'm saying. Like, some of these people, they don't believe that shit that they're saying. Gilbert didn't even, he couldn't even say it with a straight face. He was like, you know, the second option. And then that stupid look on his face. Hey, we don't respect it. Yeah, okay, bro.
It's sad, bro. It's sad.
Okay,
but
bro.
Look, I still got love for T-Mac. Listen, I'll say this about T-Mac. I'm gonna say this again. I don't think T-Mac meant bad by Kobe, because I do think he loves Kobe, right? And I don't think he was trying to diminish Kobe. I'm gonna say that on the record.
T-Mac trying to get paid.
I don't think T-Mac was trying to shit on Kobe, but I think he shit on Kobe because, like, I know he loves him. I know he loves him to death, but I think that is something that always bothered him, that he heard, like, as far as his first rounds and shit like that. I think that's something that always got on his nerves.
Nah, I'm not leaving him off the hook. You know why? Instead of getting mad at Kobe for having Shaq, your ass should have got mad at Doc Rivers for not letting Tim Duncan's family on that team playing.
Yeah, but he don't have no control. Back in the day, bro. Back in the day, you don't have no control of that shit, bro.
Listen, man, I don't want to hear this. If I'd have had Shaq shit, you had a chance to get Duncan.
But Doc could tell that nigga. If that nigga said that to Doc could tell that nigga get the fuck out of his face.
Well, guess what? We don't want to hear your bullshit either.
Bro, them old school coaches will fight you, bro. They buck back.
Well, guess what? But that's my whole point. If he don't want to hear it, nigga, we don't want to hear it either. So I know you like Mac. I like Mac as well. But what you said was
sincerely from the heart. I don't think he was trying to. I think this is what I really believe. I don't think he was trying to shit on Kobe. I think he unintentionally did it because it's something that frustrates him about this whole conversation with rings, that he wants more credit, but he got to understand, like, this is competition, and unfortunately,
but my problem. Wait, hold. Wait, I really don't mean to cut you off this time. I really don't. But this is my problem, though. Did Kobe work hard or not? Like, we need to stop with this shit. You didn't take the extra mile to fucking work on your game to that level.
I'm pretty sure T-Mac worked hard too, but there was intangibles.
No. You work hard, no, nigga. You didn't work as hard as Kobe.
Yeah, but
that's the fucking point.
But I don't even think that's. I mean, that's a separator to some degree, but I don't even think it's. I think it's more of the intangibles that Kobe had. Some players have better intangibles.
Well,
like think about it, being clutch. That's an intangible, right? Being competitive, right?
Yep. Hustle, heart, determination.
I'm gonna pick up this point guard, right? Full court.
Right.
That don't show up on the stat sheet. Right. I'm going to guard the other team's best player. That doesn't show up on the stat sheet unless you look at matchups or whatever. Like, those are the things, like the intangibles, the toughness, right? Playing through injuries. How many players will actually play through the shit Kobe played through? Those are intangibles that you can't measure on a court that makes players special. So Larry Bird, how many players would have came back with a bad back? The motherfucker was literally about to crawl to the sidelines.
And guess what? Right after that injury happened, he only played like 3 or 4 seasons afterwards.
Exactly. But Larry Bird was playing on a bad back for a minute. And this motherfucker couldn't even stand up. right? So you're talking about a dude who earned his grind. Like he earned, bro. He
That's what I'm.
sacrificed so much.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. If you didn't listen, these dudes need to shut the hell up. If you don't have the grind, shut the hell up. I don't care how fucking talented you think you are. You don't have the grind. Forget all that other shit. You don't have the grind. So you can't put yourself in certain positions because you're not ready to do the work that this player put himself to do. You didn't do it. It is what it is. I don't want to hear this shit, bro.
Yeah.
You complain and then you lying. Oh, I never had an opportunity. Nigga, you played with Yao. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Both of y'all were hurt at different. You had a chance, nigga. And if that's the case, why did the team do better without you when you were hurt? You telling me that the Rockets did better, right? Because you had two opportunities. You played in 2 first-round series, 05 and 07. T-Mac, you played in both of those series. You lost with Yao. You lost without Yao. And the team does better without you and makes it to the semis and pushes the champions to game 7. What does that say about you, dog?
Yeah, I think
I don't want to hear this shit.
I think we all have weaknesses, man. And sometimes, bro, like I think that's something that got the best of them, and it just was not a good look, right? Like, because this is the anniversary of where we're supposed to be celebrating them, man. And it just wasn't a good look because it brought out some competitive jealousy, right? Even though he loves Kobe, let's not get it twisted, right? That's like family to him, right? But it is something there to where that shit bothers him. That shit bothers him, like hearing those talks and stuff like that. But
hey, you know how you can tell when something bothers somebody? You know how you can tell? When they bring it up to you unprovoked. Let's say, yo, I had an issue with this, man. It's like, shit, what's going on? Let's talk about it. So,
yeah, he needed to vent. He needed to get this shit off. But I wish he would have had maybe a Shaq there, or somebody to kind of push back or say, hey, look, this is how I was looked at. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody to push back against this stuff, man, because somebody who they respect, right? To sit there and have the conversation. Who has one.
I thought they should have had Isaiah and Dumas. That would have been a great duo.
That would have been a perfect combination, right?
And matter of fact, you might not even have to need McGrady there, but you could just have him, Jay Will, and I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. But it is what it is, man. So let's do this, right? So let's close out. You got anything else you want to say to the people?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to say thank you all for tuning in. I definitely appreciate that. Make sure you throw a like on this video, on this live stream. Yeah, we've been live for 4 hours. We got to close this up. But yeah, man, salute to KB. Salute to the whole Behind the Bench crew and all of that good stuff, man. And yeah, this is the dumbest shit ever. Don't be like McGrady. Hold yourself accountable for the situations that you control. And just keep it moving, man. Roll with the punches, man. That's it.
So I want to say this, right? Y'all hit the likes, hit the notifications, subscribe to Behind the Bench Sports Network, subscribe to J-Rock Sports Talk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Hope y'all enjoyed this. This is not to diminish anybody. This is just to clear the record and the facts and the truth, right? And the film to back up the facts and the truth. So this is not to take away from LeBron, T-Mac, Gil, whatever they accomplished during their careers is what they accomplished. It is what it is, right? It's on record. It's all on film of what they did do and what they didn't do. That's for y'all to decide. That's fan talk. And one thing that this should reveal to all of y'all out there is that they hear what y'all say. Don't think you're not important and these guys don't hear what you're talking about. They hear what y'all talking about and they care. You know what I'm saying? Because this wasn't based on necessarily the media. This was based on y'all, the people. So be fair-minded in your critique of all of these players, bro.
Be fair-minded. Judge them with the same standards. Don't lower the standards just because you like a player or whatever. Judge them all on the same standards, and respect the people who grind for it. When with that said, I'm out. Peace.